last time you went and visited this woman that was kind of like a Doc Brown woman. You helped her make a poison, a poison antidote that would help people who had been poisoned by the floating eyeballs. That it turns your flesh into dark ichor and you start rotting and stuff. So she was trying to make a poison thing, and a couple of you rolled really well to make the poison get fixed. And you guys took 2 flasks of the cure for this horrible disease, and you went back and healed Jasper's mother, or at least gave her the pills that would help her from the lichen, thereby prolonging her life and lessening her pain, but not entirely fixing her disease. And then you did something else. You got on your dragon and you rode over the city to Mussover. Is there something? Oh yeah, we went over there. We went to the Tamarwins, where you reunited with Lemongrass Peabody.
Yes.
AKA Sir Chesley. You talked with Stragian. For some reason,
the world's worst person.
For some reason, Lord Hans still wants to be a part of that family, so
he is a part of the family.
So he agreed.
But he can't tell anyone.
But he's on secret probation.
He's a secret person in the family.
And he holds a mustache over his
Hans wanted the family's resources to assist in the fight for the city.
For some reason, he still wants to be a part of that family, so he's going undercover as Hank Squab. He got 10 wizards who are sort of tangentially part of the Tamarwin Empire, and all of them are operating under aliases. And
Snorky, McFadden, Lemongrass.
Snorky is Entrance.
Yes.
Entrance is going by Snorky. And the main party of you headed to the Mussover compound with the plan in mind to ferry the rest of the prisoners, the rest of the wizards back and forth from the Tamarwin compound with the dragon.
They're prisoners now.
And when we left off, you were just starting to land, getting close to the Mussover compound, flying over some of the other compounds, noticing that some of them were in disarray and chaos and doom, and others were not. And as you approached the Mussover compound, you saw guards wearing various outfits. I imprisoned the cats in the bedroom because they were knocking your minis over. So hopefully Fergus doesn't just start laying on the minis the moment we let him out. But yeah, as you're flying up, you see guards in various livery besides the Mussovers. You see the livery of the Drystons. You see the livery of the Anaranjados in black and orange. That there are guards of all those types that are protecting the front gate of the compound. And there's one more bit of accounting to do before we just get into it. So Jasper, did your 1 level of exhaustion go away yet?
We haven't had a long rest since we've been back to Elenia Toth.
You still have 1.
I still have 1.
And you cast invisibility for the second time on the dragon, so is he invisible again now, Paul?
Yeah.
Paul is invisible for, I think this fairing, yes.
Has some cast pass without a trace. Oh, that's why I had a picture of 2 6-sided dice. Those are my... I had a picture of where the timers are on those 2 spells. Let me see. God, it feels like centuries ago. So one of them is freshly cast, and the other one is less freshly cast.
I think the invisibility was more new.
Okay, so I'm gonna tick both of them down a little bit. So you got 50 minutes left on the invisibility and 30 minutes left on the pass. So invisible dragon and y'all 5 and Entrance and Sir Chesley are holding on to handles, flying like super people towards this compound. Large red buildings jutting up behind the walls. big open meadows rolling in between the buildings, which the open space indicates their wealth as much as the buildings do in this large packed city. And what do you do? Where do you direct the dragon? What do you say to each other as you approach?
So
We're going to Mustovers, right?
We're going to the Mussover compound. And
Yeah, you are.
And they're
Remind me,
expecting
Laura
us?
messaged them something. Daphne messaged something to the Musovers.
That's right. Yes, we did do this before we left. Unfortunately, I don't have my notes anymore. But we did say something about like, oh, we are back in town. We are en route. I forget if we decided to mention the dragon or don't. I don't think we did. I think we just said that we were.
Yeah.
And
Did we?
No, we didn't. And then they mentioned that to come to their compound was where they were.
Yeah, they did. That's right. Yep, and that we did that before we went to the Tamerwinds, I think.
Yeah.
Because they were like, "Oh, all this stuff is going on." So I guess I could send another message when we're actually on the way to say like, we are incoming. Is there somewhere specific on the property we should meet you?
Well, you guys are
Maybe.
almost there at this point.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So that's fine. I mean, they don't have a ton of time to answer, but I'll at least let them try.
So, to whom are you sending the sending?
I am sending that to Daniel Mussover.
Ah, good old Daniel. So,
Daniel.
so tell me the 25-word
The
message.
exact. Yes. We are en route. Arrival imminent. Is there somewhere specific we should meet you on the property?
Over.
Yes.
You have not indicated that you were flying towards the property, FYI.
Nope.
And you receive back. We will have our guards meet you at the front gates. How far away are you?
I can't respond.
Yeah.
Another slot, so.
And the line goes
so I will
dead.
not. Exactly. I will not be answering. I can't hear you. Okay, so I will let everyone know. I guess we are meeting them in the front.
Okay.
So you guys start getting close to the spot.
Should we just land inside the compound?
Are we telling
For
them?
kicks?
What are we telling these people?
About
What
our
the muscle-
ability to fly.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Are we telling them about Dragon? We telling them about this new guy and his posse?
Well,
Are
he
we
has
telling
to
about-
be a new guy.
Yeah, and
I know,
wait,
but
Yeah.
what are we telling these people?
The rest of the magicians are still back. They're getting ferried later, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We were coming first.
Yes.
So what are we telling these people?
Well,
I think
tell
we-
them that you're your commoner friend that you met through your commoner activities
know-
that
he'll
you
know
engage
you.
in. Yes,
He'll know
Henry
you.
Squab.
We could tell
Yes, he'll
him
know me. Yes.
on the side what's
But
going
what
on.
won't all of them like the
Yeah.
non-hondos or whatever?
They'll all know me. Yes.
Yeah, don't they all know you? Do you have to like disguise yourself somehow?
I could.
We're having this conversation.
Yeah.
What you have?
Yeah, maybe you should change your face because your dad your
Hair's
gonna withdraw all
Jasper's
the
fur
I
is
just
what
don't
gets
roll
out.
around in the muck. This is how all the peasants.
I can
present
bury you
themselves.
up if you want.
I can alter myself to look like any humanoid
That works.
I want.
Would you like to do so?
Well, I'm on a dragon now, so I can't do the necessary
Sort of somatic.
components.
But we could
I
land.
can hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Squab, we could land out in front, and you could hide yourself.
Yes, exactly.
I'm
And
not
of
holding
course,
on Trance anymore, so I can.
yeah, Entrance
Hang
will
on
have no
to-
problem disguising himself as whatever he likes. But
I am an illusion wizard.
isn't he with the other group?
No,
Huh?
he's with us.
He's with
Trance
us, yes.
is here and
Yeah.
Sir Chesley.
Unless you want to leave him.
Entrance,
Or
do you, are you able to disguise me, or should I use alter self?
I thought you could do that yourself.
Well, I certainly
How long
can.
does it last? 8 hours or something?
It lasts up to 1 hour.
Oh,
Concentration.
that's something you'll have to do over
But that
and
is
over
fine.
again.
We just need to get in, say our hellos, and then we can,
Yes.
regroup.
But I think we're going to use this kind of as a base, and
Yeah.
well, we'll see what they're saying about how they're resisting and everything. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
tricky.
Yes.
Tricky to say the least. So Paul is flying along, getting closer and closer, and he's like, okay, should I just land right in one of those nice open meadows in the middle of their
I'm so
compound?
tempted to just do that.
Yeah,
Instead of
I'm
landing out
okay.
in front where they're expecting us.
I don't care. That sounds like a good
They
idea.
might attack us.
They are expecting us in the front. They might not be so excited if we go
Do
somewhere
we
else.
see people in the front waiting?
Well, all the
No,
soldiers
they're gonna
are in the
open.
background.
They're gonna open the door when we're there, probably.
Yeah, are there people in the front?
You see people posted up near the front gate, and you see people posted up around a couple of the different houses that are inside the compound. There are a number of guards and soldiers here.
Is there a way we can land inside but not really be seen? Like, is there like an area where he could land but like it's not close to anything?
We can
behind a building in a corner?
Yeah, is that a thing?
If you can find it.
What do I have to do to find it? What
Uh,
do my eyes have to do to find this?
A survival or a perception?
All right,
I will guide you. I think no, over this way.
Sweet. That is a 22. Oh, with guidance, 26.
With guidance of 54.
26.
Okay, yeah, you see that there is a mansion near the back walls that has a good 15 feet between it and the wall, but it kind of blocks stuff. And so as you're getting closer and closer to the front gate, you could tell Paul to swerve.
Let's go over there, because then at least Paul's inside too.
Yeah.
And then we can be like, oh, we just snuck over because we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure we got in or whatever.
That's
I'm for
that
it.
sounds good. When I don't think I can recast invisibility another time, but we can at least introduce them to the idea that there's a dragon in their compound.
Right before it happens.
Yeah.
You can always use
Oh,
a higher
I
level
guess
spell.
Can I can up?
Yeah, because then you can
fourth
just
level spell.
you can make multiple people invisible with that.
Yeah, or third level. Okay. All right, I can make multiple dragons invisible.
Yeah, all the dragons.
So you guys swerve. Paul's like, okay, cool, and swerves off to the side, and you guys all Superman swerve, and he flies south along the western edge of the compound towards the southwestern corner of this elaborate compound, and
Some guards feel a breeze.
oh yeah, but you're not over the compound right
Oh,
now,
okay.
but.
Okay.
People could see you. Yeah, somebody sees you. Sees people flying in the air. And, I don't know, you may or may not notice that someone saw you. But,
Nah. I was just trying to decide if I would needed to give people back a spell slot with my bolstering magic, and whether I should do that now.
She was gonna attack the people.
Yeah,
That's
she's
Guys,
raining death orb. Yeah, orb on you.
that is why I
I
paused.
would like to rage.
I was just trying to decide.
So yeah, you finish getting down to the corner, and you can land. There's a building blocking this chunk.
Okay. Great. Let's land there.
Excellent.
Alright, we got our story straight. You changed into whatever you
So you guys are trying to land hidden behind this building, right?
Yeah.
Everybody roll stealth.
Remember you have a plus 10.
You have a plus 10 to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
27.
What'd you get, TK?
Oops.
36.
Actually, 28.
What?
15.
26.
15, huh?
Yeah.
That's with a plus
Well,
Yeah.
the person looking out the window rolled a 16
Oh!
plus something.
I could use my
What if the group
silvery
succeeds?
barbs. I could use my
Yeah,
You
I got
could.
a 19.
I mean, I also have an inspiration point, so I could.
10. Silver barbs. Give
I
one of
wouldn't-
us advantage.
I wouldn't waste.
No. But I will use.
We can talk out of any.
All right. Yeah. Let
You
it
can do
ride.
whatever you want.
Let it
Silver
ride.
barbs is just such a fun spell.
It is fun.
So as you guys fly down behind this building, you hear a little like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Which appears to be coming from a building, but if any of you look, you don't see anybody. Apparently, someone was looking out the back window of this mansion that you're landing behind. You land. You're on the back of Paul. Entrance and Sir Chesley get up off of him, and you guys start dismounting.
Thanks, Paul. You're amazing.
So, thank you, Eagle of Memory.
And
Oh yes.
Right.
Eagle of Memory.
From your friend, Henry Squab. And then he, Hans, he transforms he's already wearing the clothing of a commoner, but he transforms his face into a strikingly handsome commoner. But with a dirty face and like coal dust on his face, like a chimney sweep. And his hands are gnarled and calloused, like he's been working commoner's work all day.
Picturing Dick Van Dyke and
Yes,
Mary Poppins.
that's exactly right.
Nice. Very nice.
Hello. Hello, my friends. May I introduce myself? I am Henry Squab, a commoner, much like yourself.
Hank,
Hi.
Yes.
may I ask,
Yes, my friend.
I think our companion, Snorky,
Yes, Snorky.
will be able to make himself look like Snorky would look.
Yes.
But I'm a little concerned about Lemongrass Peabody. Might somebody recognize Lemongrass Peabody for... he kind of bears a striking resemblance to a well-known paladin.
That's a good question. Entrance, you are the illusion master here. What can you do to help our friend Lemongrass?
Who's this Entrance you address?
Oh, yes, sorry.
No,
Snorky. Thank you. That's his new
It'll
name.
take time.
As a commoner, my intellect is severely impaired.
Do you know what a commoner is?
You have been with a group of commoners all this time.
Yes. Yes, well, of course.
Now your true feelings are
Normal
showing.
for,
Yeah, seriously.
normal for Henry Squab.
Yeah. Is Henry Squab a self-hating commoner?
Yes, perhaps. But Snorky, are you able to help Lemongrass to assume his true appearance?
And so you cast Alter Self on yourself?
Alter self.
And, okay, so that has a duration of 1 hour, which
Yes.
I am tracking. And Snorky finishes casting Disguise Self on himself. And he looks hideous. Perhaps this is his idea of what a commoner looks like, but he's just like... And he says, "Snorky at your service!"
It's Monty Python again.
Perfect disguise, Snorky.
And then you ask him that, and he says, "Well, none of my spells will disguise another person." He apparently did disguise voice as well. So he says that he has disguise self and he has alter self, but there's nothing really in the illusion school that's at his level of expertise that can change someone else's image. He can cast silent image or major image or minor illusion, but those are not going to work as an ongoing disguise technique. Lemongrass Peabody speaks up and says, "Well, I wish I had learned some more magic that I could help with this."
We can just put a mask on your face.
Or a mustache.
Does he have a mustache? We could shave his mustache.
Or we could, if he's
He does
clean
have a full
shaven.
beard, yeah.
He
He
has
has
a
a full beard.
He has
Full
a
beard
full
and
beard.
mustache, yeah.
Well, we can shave your face and put a hood over you, and no one will know who you are. Just don't talk.
And he said, "Well, all right. Does anyone have a razor?"
Can I shave him with prestidigitation?
I don't know.
We can pluck every hair out of his chin.
Can I instantly make someone bald or hairless?
No, you should.
I do have this.
I have a dagger.
Yeah, I have this sacrificial dagger that was used by the queen. It does appear
Ooh.
quite sharp.
Oh, looks a little dull.
I have
to
a
me.
normal dagger.
Perfect. This normal dagger is perfect. I just need a little bit of lubrication. and he like looks around for some kind of cream or something.
I can instantly moisten your face.
Ah,
Allow me. I will prestidigitate and cause lavender-scented shaving foam to appear slightly warm and soothing.
I'm not sure that spell does that, but I'll let it just for this once. he's like, oh, and he starts shaving, and pretty soon he's shaving, and he's even handsomer, more handsome than you could ever know. He throws your dagger back to you expertly, like aiming for where your hand would be if you go up to catch it.
I will not try to catch it.
And it just flies by you, and it hits the person that had seen you out the window who was walking out of the mansion to look at you all. And you just hear this gurgling of blood as this
Oh no.
innocent person. I'm just kidding. It just bangs against the house and falls to the ground. So, yeah, homeboy is shaved.
I guess I'll go and get that dagger back.
All right. And he said, I'm sorry, I thought you were a hero.
I am a hero. What are you talking about?
Well, the fighting kind who catches things, my fault.
You didn't say catch.
I'm very sorry. So he's shaven. He says, well, I hope that my shaven visage is indiscernible from someone who is not me.
Mr. Lemongrass, are you capable of perhaps speaking in a different accent?
Well, I thought I already was.
Great. Perfect. I don't know what accent you say.
Inglorious bastards, for sure.
Let me try one more time.
Arrivederci.
Me llamo Lemongrass Peabody.
Perfect.
I'll talk in the Rocinante brand of speaking common.
That's
All right.
perfect.
And put your hood up. And you
Quien son los tamarines?
Yes.
Lo que yo siempre dicho. Digo?
Yes.
I learned it in the coconut trees.
Yes.
Alright.
What? Okay. Sounds
So-
great.
So he's gonna speak that, and he's clean shaven.
All right. Well, we got an hour, so let's go.
All right.
Should we just
Alright.
let's walk in
Let's
to the
hustle.
compound
Let's hustle up.
Yes, we will walk in.
All right.
and approach the first person we see and ask for
Yeah.
Lord Muscle.
Yeah. Do we see any as we start walking around the building? Do we see anybody?
No.
We're in the compound, right? We're in the open area.
There are many buildings in this compound, lots of large red mansions with meadows in between. But of course, there is one very large mansion, which is the home of the high seat.
How close are we to the front gate?
It's pretty far. You're in the back corner.
Okay.
Let's just walk towards the,
Let's
the main
go to
building.
the main house.
And
Yes,
Paul,
he'll be waiting for us in the front.
What do we have? 50 minutes left on Paul? About? 45?
You got 40 minutes left on the invisibility and 20 minutes left on the pass without a trace.
should I ask Paul to
should
just stay here?
One of us chill with Paul?
I think once we meet with Daniel, we should tell him right away how we got here. And
Yeah.
Daniel, sorry.
Yeah.
Done.
And let's reveal that there's a dragon here, but he's.
Should one of us wait with him though?
I might
get lonely.
Yeah.
oh, I
that's
hate
true.
that. Maybe lemongrass.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
they're
good
hitting
buddies.
each other off, right?
Yeah.
Well, I would hate to. I mean, lo odioria. Si este.
Yeah, I think he's saying yes. Let's go.
Sería por nada.
That's perfect.
I don't know what you're saying, but that sounds great. We'll see you later.
An unforeseen complication with our plan. You will not understand anything I say.
Is this guy? Yeah.
Real
He's
good.
dead.
Todo
Alright.
está bien. Vete y yo voy a guardar el dragón.
Hey,
It's all
Paul.
good.
Paul,
He's
how would
eagle
you
of
like an
memory.
impromptu lesson in Rocinante? Would it
Paul's
be cool to learn a new language?
is this guy saying?
I don't know, man.
He can teach you some basic phrases. It might be kind of cool.
Yeah, we need to open a temple over there too.
Definitely.
That's thinking.
Yeah.
That's thinking right there.
And Lemongrass is like, all right, Paul. Primero hay que aprender hola. And they start talking to each other.
Nice.
I love that he's talking to nobody, so if somebody sees him, it's going to be like the movie Harvey. Instead of a rabbit, it's a dragon.
He's the crazy guy talking to nobody.
And Paul says, hey, didn't you want me to go back and get those wizards, though?
Oh, right. That was the thing. That was the thing that we were saying.
Yes. So let's send him back to get the wizards.
Okay.
We'll do the prep.
It'll take 2 trips, too, I think.
To get all of them?
Yeah. I wonder if Lemongrass could go with him to help them.
Lemongrass.
He knows how to fly.
Yeah,
now.
ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Lemongrass could ferry.
And Lemongrass
people.
like, do you still want me to keep talking in Rocinante?
I never did in the first place.
I think you can speak like you normally would, but would you mind going with Paul and gathering the rest of the group and bringing them here?
Yeah, and Paul's like, oh man, I was looking forward to learning Rocinante, but I guess later. And Paul is, Lemongrass is like, adios! And he gets on Paul, and they both give you a thumbs up. The dragon, like, little phalange that's inside of the wing gives you a thumbs up.
Which we can't see.
Yeah.
We feel the breeze.
Yeah, we feel the thumbs up.
And so we all go like this.
We feel the good energy.
And yeah, with 40 minutes on his invisibility.
Will we have enough time to make 2 round trips?
If
Maybe.
nothing goes wrong.
Yeah. Alright, let's go talk to.
Okay.
I'm
We
gonna
don't
start,
have to cross that bridge. Let us find Donald.
start running towards the mansion.
Alright, you guys
Yes.
just run towards the mansion.
Mm-hmm. If I see anybody, I'm gonna be like, we're heroes!
Well, why don't we just walk confidently? We were supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I'm running.
Okay.
Fair enough.
If he
That's
starts,
I have urgency. I am
if
running.
he starts running, I'm
Yes,
chasing
I have
him.
little legs. I have to take it at a trot.
All right. Well, I'll try to keep up with the group.
Alright, well, as you guys are running, there are various guards and soldiers of the nobility who notice you, and
I start waving them over. We're heroes! Donald told us to come over here.
Is it Daniel or
Daniel.
Daniel Mussover.
Daniel Mussover.
Daniel Mussover. What did I say?
Donald.
Oh, my bad. Daniel Mussover told us to come over here.
and
Lead the way, good sir.
Daniel, we're here.
a group of people in different outfits who serve different lords gather around you, and they have various weapons, and they're all looking at you, and one of them wearing the black and orange of House Anaranjado says, "¿Quién son?
What's this guy talking about?
Who are
He says,
these
who are you?
robbers who have
Robbers!
invaded our compound?"
You-
We're the freaking heroes!
You perhaps have forgotten, kind sir, but we are the ones who saved the realm from bad Queen Aoife, and the lords of your house all know who we are and will want to speak with us.
They're expecting us.
We have very
Specifically
important news that's relevant to the defense of the city.
Okay, roll persuasion. Jasper rolls persuasion with no annoying difficulty table added to it. People can't resist him.
21.
Jasper, the
21.
college's eloquence bard.
21.
21's great.
It is great,
Très bien.
but it's only medium on his special table. But that's okay, because in this situation, it's a 21. And the guards are like, "Oh, I am sorry." One of them, who now sounds French, is like, "Oh, je suis désolé," and they're like bowing to you, and one of the guys in the red from Mussover is like, these heroes! I can't remember what they call themselves, but they ate at the Lord's house.
Yes.
Yes. Heroes!
Yes, that is us. Yes.
Right this way!
We need. Yes,
Awesome,
we need
great.
to speak with Dano, with Lord Mussover.
And the various guards gather around you to protect you, even in the compound, and to escort you with honor towards the main house. Veritable parade.
Not too much honor.
See-
But a commoner.
Lord, Hank, this is what it's like if you were of a higher station. We're
Interesting.
used to this.
Interesting.
Yes, people will defer to you and honor you.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Your ways are so strange to me.
And
You'll become accustomed to it over
Yeah.
time.
that same guy is like, you weren't at the dinner, were you?
No, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Henry Squab. I'm a magician.
Oh, good to meet you, Hank. I'm Stefan.
Yes, thank you, Stefan.
He does.
I'm enchanted.
My friend here is renowned for the wonderful card tricks he does, and
Yes.
he also can move cups around, and you'll never know which one has the ball. It's amazing.
Also, allow me to. Has somebody been freshly cutting the grass in the area?
He has allergies.
And he's like, yes, yes they have. And he becomes very distracted. As you all continue getting a little closer. You get closer, and then you're close. And then you're even closer, and pretty soon you're at the front of this place. And there are still footmen outside on the wide, broad porch in their red and gold outfits. And one of them pulls the little pull chain. Some of you who have eaten there ages past may remember as the pull chain is pulled and you walk up to the gate. None of them say anything to you, the footmen, but all the soldiers are around you and waiting. And after a moment or two, the door opens, and there is your old pal, Greenshanks. And I'm really lamenting not being able to show you the pictures, but I don't want to mess up the wires. But I'll show you some Mussover pictures later. But there's Greenshanks with his big shanks, his big mutton chops. A youngish man, but huge mutton chops, standing in the door. And he says, welcome. Welcome back to House Mussover. Lord Dano told me to you're coming. Please, right this way.
Perfect, thank you, guy.
Thank you.
Which of you were at that dinner?
You.
Those two. You two.
Yeah.
Daphne and Una were the only ones.
Yeah.
The dynamic
Thank you,
duo.
friends.
The ones that was the dinner when copper was discussed, right?
Yes, that was the copper.
Right, yes. The
Yes.
entendre, yes, regarding copper. Yes, thank you. It is a pleasure to be back, and we are so excited to be returning with all of our companions.
Yes, it was wonderful to have you. Now it's his proper accent. It's wonderful to have you. Good to see you again. The Lord told me it was urgent that we rush you up to his
Oui.
study immediately.
It is great.
Yes, most
Yes,
urgent.
let's go.
Listen, my dear
Greenshanks.
Greenshanks, we have some additional friends who will be joining us, and those are quite handsome. Yes, I can see you tend to them very nicely. Who will be joining us, and they will be arriving the same mysterious way we just arrived. So, just so you know, there will be.
We'll tell the soldiers too. The soldiers are
Yeah.
next to us?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them around
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
They're going to be helping in the defense of the city, and they're coming over right now. There'll be 2 groups of them landing shortly. So
Yes.
we didn't want you to be alarmed, but it's important that they.
Landing.
They're our allies. They are also magicians.
Are they on a boat? You said the landing?
They're
Well,
magicians.
they'll be coming through the air, but it is so that they avoid the dangers of walking through the streets. You know,
Well,
travel safely.
I have many questions, but I am but a humble servant, so I will simply conduct you to the Lord as I was instructed.
Great.
So if
That's
you could just
perfect.
let
And I
them-
will look out for 2 groups of flying servants
Yeah.
of the realm who are arriving.
Yeah, they're our
Perfect.
allies.
Yes.
And the soldier that was smelling.
Fresh cut grass.
Yeah, my wife called me, so it was confusing. the soldier, it was probably Siobhan pushed a button on her phone. So the soldier that was smelling fresh cut grass is like, you heard him! Look out for a bunch of undescribed people flying into the compound to help. What do these people look like?
Mages.
Or
Yeah.
commoners.
Yes, mages.
Common magicians.
Mages in common clothing. Mages in a very unostentatious manner of dress. And a warrior by the name of Lemongrass.
Freshly shaven and very handsome.
Yes, a chiseled jawline.
He's always been shaven.
Yeah, no, that's his face.
Face is
never
clean
had
as
a
a-
beard.
But no
as a
5
baby's
o'clock
bottom.
shadow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do they have names, these people, so we can identify them, make sure they're not invaders from the evil whatever's happening
Yes, of
out
course. Ask for Lemongrass and Zachariah.
Yeah.
Their mages are wanderers. You'll know them by their. You can call them wanderers.
there? Okay.
Wanderers.
I have all their names. Did you guys get all their names?
No, I just got
Zachariah and
I'm gonna
Lemongrass.
skip
Oh,
this
well.
one in.
Alright. He's like, alright, we'll kill anyone not named Lemongrass or Zachariah.
No.
No.
I mean,
And co.
with that group.
And
So there'll be about
It's
how many
all.
total?
There'll be
10
11
plus
people
lemon.
coming total.
There'll be 11 coming in 2 groups.
And Entrance says, yes, that's right!
Oh yes, may I present?
Snorky could point them out to you if need be.
Entrance
If
says,
you'd like Snorky.
would you like me to stay out here and help the soldiers identify the commoners?
Yeah, that sounds smart, Snorky.
Green Shakes, would you enjoy the company of our friend here,
Snorky.
McFadden?
Snorky
And Green Shakes says, well, I would be inside the house. But,
That's
Yes.
perhaps your friend Snorky can remain with these soldiers to help them identify people.
Perfect.
that sounds great. Let's talk to that other guy.
And Snorky is like, great, happy to help, ha ha! And
I like Snorky better than Entrance.
Snorky's
Yeah,
very
this
excited.
is a marked improvement.
He's a hero now.
it's just Entrance putting on an act, guys. Don't fall in love. It's only an hour on that spell. So those two, Snorky goes to hang out with the soldiers. The soldier that was talking to you brings the rest of the soldiers back. They spread the word as you guys go inside. Greenshanks leads you into the foyer, where some of you remember is like white marble. There's like a little white marble fountainy looking thing in the middle. There used to be people standing around with trays holding yellow beverages for you, but nope, not this time. Nope, he just hustles you through. And deeper into this large and spacious house, those of you who have not been here before note the dark old wood of this mansion that appears to have been here for hundreds and hundreds of years. The beautiful dark wood that covers the walls and other pieces of accoutrement. And occasionally here and there you see copper or bronze colored trinkets decorating things. And you are brought down a long hallway, and you pass a very kooky-looking red-haired woman who looks at the two of you and says, "Oh, I remember you two. Hello.
Hello.
It's me, Megan. Welcome back.
Yeah, Megan.
Let me know
Thank
anything you
you.
need."
Oh, absolument. Thank you.
And the kooky red-haired lady continues down the hallway. And soon you are delivered to the door of Daniel Mussover's study. The room is full of leather and hunting trophies and large wooden chairs and a large wooden desk behind which reclines Daniel Mussover in a red smoking jacket with thick mustaches, puffing on a cigar, just as the two of you remember him when you met him. But also in the
Yes.
room is the prince.
Oh.
Finn? Is it?
Yes,
Right.
a dirty blonde, brownish-haired, 16-year-old
Yes.
boy with brown hair, sitting somewhat uncomfortably on one of the comfortable-looking chairs near Daniel, as Daniel puffs smoke all around him and them and you,
Uh,
and you enter.
Lord Massover, Your Majesty, thank you so much for receiving us.
Ah, yes, of course. Wonderful to see you all again. I'm so glad you returned. We were worried. And the prince says, yes, we were so worried about you. I'm so glad you're back, our finest champions. And Lord Mussover says, yes, our finest champions. How has my snow globe treated you?
Great.
Yes, it was in our family for a few centuries. Anything interesting happened with it?
Yeah, it's been very helpful.
Wonderful, as you have been to the realm. And the prince says, yes, you've been so helpful to the realm, removing the evil from the land, my mother. So happy you're back, because there is a lot more evil taking place.
Yeah, what the fuck happened?
Your Grace. He meant, what the F happened, Your Grace.
And Lord Mussover says, yes, a fitting expletive for that which has taken place. You see, the ground erupted with craters of flame, and floating eyeball creatures sallied forth. And the prince jumps in and says, yes, and the castle was filled with these creatures. The guards turned against us and attempted to kill me. I had to jump out of the window and escape with my closest friend, Valentis, who limped the entire way, reeking of shrimp.
Oh dear.
And we just made it back to the Mussover compound in time. The guards all seemed to, I don't know if they swore allegiance or to someone or what, but they became monsters themselves, it seemed like. The castle is completely filled with these beings. And Daniel says, yes, it's true chaos. The Dayrons have gathered some of their allies to them. Other noble houses have fallen. But we here are protecting our compound. We have the Anaranjados, the Drystons, and of course the private retinue of the prince. And together we hope to formulate a plan to defeat these creatures. But it does seem difficult, so I'm grateful that you heroes have returned. And the prince says, yes, yes. So many have died. It's horrible. We hope that you can save the kingdom. We have many soldiers, but whenever they leave the castle, the compound grounds, they're disintegrated by rays from these creatures.
Oh shit.
That is a problem.
Have you gotten assistance or had contact with the Mage College? Are they doing anything to defend the city?
Mussover says, we have not heard from the Mage College. I know not what happens behind those walls. Who is this?
Hello, allow me to present myself. My name is Henry Squab.
Blah.
Yes, yes. Your estimable and highly honored graciousness, yes. I am a wandering mage who encountered this group. And,
Are you doing a voice?
elected to help. A little bit of a voice, yeah.
Alright, roll performance.
Well, it's alter self.
Did it change your voice?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll roll performance, yes. I'd be happy to. 19.
Hey! That is a performance.
Yes.
The performance of a lifetime. I'm just gonna see if it does.
The fabulous
So-
squab.
So you must feel, my friend, your Grace, must feel
Ah!
quite
Sound of your
humbled
voice.
to be in front of royalty.
Sound of your voice.
Yes.
It changes the sound of your voice.
It does, yes.
So, he says, well, very interesting. I see you've all hired a porter. Very good. We have need of extra hands around the house. Good to meet you.
He's a great mage that helps us too.
Yes, I am a wandering magician, sir.
Very good. Here's a couple. He flips you a copper.
He'll take it.
And I think he
he's
owes
like,
somebody
but
that.
you have note paper.
Parchment. Lord,
Yes, copper is of high value in our home. Well, wonderful to meet your supporting retinue. Do you think you can save the city?
Can we get a little bit more information?
Yeah, you said you guys were working on a plan. What was your plan?
Yeah.
is there someone leading the defense of the Mussover compound and the plans that you have to defend the city?
Is there someone leading the Mussover compound?
No,
you
let me.
ask?
The defense. I mean, somebody who's responsible for thinking strategically about the battle to come. Of course, in addition to your grace.
And yeah, the prince and Lord Mussover look at each other, and the prince says, "You must understand, the country is in absolute chaos. The Dayran have gathered people to them. You remember after you killed my mother, there was a lot of not everyone voted a particular way. People, the Dayran were supporters of my mother, and not necessarily close allies of the Mussovers. So Lord Mussover and I, and the Anaranjados and the Drystons, we are here, but there are other nobles in other places. I'm sure you've heard of the Tamawins.
Yes.
Of course, they believe in neutrality and have not joined any of us, so we don't know what's
so
happening.
typical. Yes.
Yes, the Tamawins will not lift a finger to defend the country, and they believe it is in neutrality. Such horrible people. I jest. They are fine and powerful individuals, but their neutrality is difficult at this time. So the nobles are splintered. The city is splintered. We have heard nothing from the Mage College. We are locked here because if we leave the compound, we are attacked. So,
Your Grace, do you have an understanding of where this force, this evil force, is based? Do they appear to be based in the castle? Oh.
there's a knock at the open door to the study directly behind you. You see the young, dashing Eladio Anaranjado standing there, and he says, "Why was I not told of the arrival of this group?" And he looks at you, and he says, "Ah, you have hired a porter. Wonderful. Yes, here is my bag." He hands it to you. And
I'll take it.
And he says, "Yes, please put this in my room. It is upstairs and 3 doors down on the left."
Yes, I'll take care of that later.
And now, boy. And then he looks at the rest of you and he says, I know you remember from before you left town, you know, a month ago when we had your strength. We wanted to plunge into that pit that you discovered and kill everything in it. And we were told not to. And
Who told you not to?
Lord Mussover says, "Yes, it was not advisable at the time to simply rush an army into a bottomless pit." And Anaranjado says, "It was clearly the thing to do, and now you are here. So, the pit in the catacombs that you said you found, we will all run to it and jump down the pit, and then everything we find we will stab and kick and shoot with guns and arrows."
Wow, we have guns?
Can I?
Yes, lead
Yeah,
the
I
way.
Gun?
Can I?
Yes!
Yes,
Mussover
of
says,
course.
"Yes, I have plenty of rifles and such."
Is this Jasper's blood brother? I'm forgetting the guy that
Yeah,
had a duel.
yeah. And he's-
Alario!
Oh,
Oh,
mi
God.
corazón!
Yes. It's so great to see you.
Sí, mi hermano de sangre. And he pulls out his rapier and like
I
almost
pull out
stabs
mine.
you. Yeah. And he's like, "Yes!" He does a little dueling thing.
Oh, it's so good to be back
So
in your
dangerous you are! Oh, you almost took my life! Ha ha!
presence. Yes.
Why are we not down under the castle killing the eyeballs
Let
right
us
now?
do it. Let us do it. But first, perhaps to get there, we'll have to go to the castle and find our way through, right?
And the prince says, "I was in the castle, when the explosion took place, creatures pouring from the opening underneath the castle. I don't think anyone could fight through there or sneak through there. It seems extremely difficult, and after all, it is a castle manned with guards who appear to be allegiant to the creatures.
Well, we should take stock of all of our assets and our allies that we have. Can we speak frankly? Can we entrust you with information? With who's on our side? We did not just come with ourselves and our new porter, but we have other allies with us. We have a troop of magicians, who will be coming with us, who are very talented. And I don't want to scare anyone. We have the power of a dragon on our side, who we've befriended.
You befriended a dragon?
Yes, of course.
What do you mean? That sounds impossible to me. I don't even know of the existence of any dragons around here.
Oh, there are dragons, not around here, but in other parts of the land of the realms.
You befriended a dragon?
Yes, we have.
Arlan Hollow says, "You see, this is it. We take the dragon and we shove it into the hole under the castle, and he will just burn everything with his dragon breath.
He's a friendly dragon.
The
but
eyeballs will
powerful.
fall."
Yes, he'd be
He's
a
a
formidable.
pacifist.
Yeah. The other news we bring is that there's Lady Killshaw is marching towards the city with an army, and she also maybe could be convinced. She's coming here after all. She would want to save Elenia Toth as well.
First, Mussover is like, "Wait, the dragon is a pacifist? How will this help us at all?" And but then you guys tell him about Killshaw, and the prince says, "Oh, well, she will be trying to take the city and take over the country. If we enlist her help, she will end up the ruler." And Mussover says, "Yes, that would be a dangerous alliance to make. That is very upsetting news to hear that Killshaw is marching on the city at a time like this.
I
Of
understand.
course, she might be killed by the eyeball creatures as well.
Well, that's true, and I just think if we don't convince everybody to band together to fight these aberrations from some other place, there won't be a city to rule.
Well, we hold no sway over the Dayron, and they're those who hold to them. They seem to have taken this bit of chaos as a perfect reason to stand up for themselves as their right to rule this kingdom."
And the prince says, "Yes, it appears to be thrown into irreparable chaos, our city. But the first thing we must do is kill the monsters before we attempt a peace." And the prince says, "You know, the monsters did not only pour forth from the castle, but I did also hear that they poured from the craters, the 3 craters around the city." And Eladio is immediately like, "Yes, we will jump into these craters. We will avoid the fire, and then we will stab everything we see. This is the way. Don't you agree, my small friend?"
Wouldn't we need to know who's controlling everything to stop it?
"Well, I am certain that the one who is controlling all this is under the ground as well. We just go and we fight and we kill and we kill and we kill until we kill the biggest one, and then they are done."
Alright, sounds like good logic to me.
And the prince says, "I understand your thoughts, Ilario, and I appreciate the passion, but every time one of our guards leaves these walls, they get killed. We must have some sort of plan." And Lord Mussover says,
Well, the only people I know who have done the impossible so far are this group of unnamed adventurers. So we put it to you. How should we solve this problem? Should we ally ourselves with Killshaw? Should we leap into the pit underneath the castle? What should we do?
And he looks at all of you and puffs on his cigar. And Eladio says, "May I have one of those?" And he takes a cigar, and then they're like puffing and watching you guys.
I feel like we need more information, like from
Yes.
the Mage College or like the
They run.
Well, there was that
Well,
whole thing because the other guy's
the
running the
temple.
mage college now.
Well,
right?
Muirden
All
was.
right.
And
Wait.
where's the children's army people? Weren't they gonna form at the gate as well? I mean, they were gonna march on the city.
They were eventually, but they haven't. We
Yeah.
haven't seen them.
I feel like we need a summit with all of our potential allies.
Yes.
With Dayron and we have to convince Killshaw.
Sure.
I'm also
To
very
all
concerned.
back
I mean, if these eruption and monsters spewing out of the ground happen here, is there anything to say it's not also going to happen elsewhere where
Right.
the other people are being
Exactly.
brought over?
Do you say the thing out loud about the Children's Rebellion?
Oh, that was me.
Were you guys talking out loud about the Children's Rebellion?
I think so.
Yeah.
The prince jumps in and says, I had heard word from Fia a week or two ago that she was planning to move the camp closer to the city. But ever since these monsters erupted from the ground, communications have been cut short.
Tell me, who is this fear you speak of?
You all
Oh,
let
you
your
don't
porter
know,
participate
Henry.
in the plan making. Are you more than a porter?
Yeah, he's a
Perhaps,
magician.
perhaps you care.
Do
I smell?
Porter.
Fresh cut grass?
I rolled a nat 20 for the prince. The prince says, "You are not who you seem to be, are you?
I'm a wandering magician, my friend.
This is not your porter, is it?"
Are we
I
alone
never
here?
claimed to be your porter.
I don't
I'm
even
a-
know what a porter is.
Yes, I've told you several times I'm a wandering magician, and here to prove it. Once again, is somebody mowing the lawn?
There's something familiar about you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. First, we need to figure out our plan of attack.
He rolled a nat 20 on perceiving you, so please, if you are an ally, reveal yourself. Who are you?
For now, my friend, you'll simply have to trust that my intentions are pure.
And you say that like in a different voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want me to do it in my alter self voice? For now, my friend, you'll simply have to trust that my intentions are pure.
The prince is like, "Oh, should we not treat him like a porter then? Is he some sort of person in disguise who's helpful?"
No, you can treat him like a porter, absolutely. Yes. As a matter of
Or
fact, I
perhaps
think
you
that's
should
the best way.
also treat your porters with respect.
Oh, you Borgonese have such a funny sense of humor.
My prince,
Yes.
is there a bag of parchments
Hilarious.
that you need ported from one place to another?
No, why would I need that? I don't understand.
Or scrolls? Yes, perhaps a bag of scrolls or some gold or gems that you need transported from one place to another. by
Are you
your
a
humble
wizard
porter.
in disguise?
I am not in disguise as a
A
wizard.
powerful wizard that travels with this group. Who could that be?
My name is Henry Squab.
So the temple? Should we check out the temple? And the
Lucky
mage
you, I rolled a 3
Yes.
for
You
his
can't
thinking
put
about
the
this.
pieces together.
Yeah, so he
Jasper
can't put
gives
it
him
the pieces
inspiration.
together, but warning, he will put the pieces together if you keep like make it, like, I love that teal set of curtains over there. Like he's going to put it together sooner or later. But for now, he is assuming that you are.
Hans is offended that nobody's asking what happened to Hans.
For now,
Not
he
one.
is your mysterious guy.
It was a lot of heroes to keep track of.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
So they go back to listening to you.
Yeah, so we should make contact with.
Yes. We will if we can forestall this inevitable civil war until the monsters are dealt with, perhaps we can get an army, 2 armies, and whatever mages are left at the college that are not under Muirden's sway.
That would be hard.
Well, we have to figure out who's controlling everything.
Yeah.
If
I
we
think we
think
know.
it's Muirden, we gotta find him If it's not, then maybe we can help them.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I feel like we have various potential allies, but I also wonder if one of us, any of us, maybe have other contacts or I don't know. Jasper, I just know my family, but I know.
Are you guys trying to be unheard?
Some of us might have other people to consult with who also might know information.
If you guys aren't trying to be unheard, then someone's gonna pipe up about Myrden.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm speaking out loud about Myrden.
Yep.
You have reason to believe that the High Elder Myrden is behind this problem?
He was acting suspiciously before the rest of this group left the city, I'm told.
And we thought the former High Elder was quite respectable and had the best interests of the realm.
Yes, Fadrarul, a fine man.
A fine man.
Yes.
Yes.
On Fadral's death.
We also got
He did.
sabotaged.
Did he? What
I
happened?
think he
Yeah,
got
in
arrested.
the portal, right?
He's being held somewhere, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yes. The
Who?
sudden.
Fadrarul has been imprisoned.
Is that right?
So we
believe so.
hear, yeah. So we
He
hear.
was held responsible for the murders that happened at the Mage College, which I find hard to believe that he would be behind those.
The prince is like moved to tears, and he says, "I can't believe the chaos that my wonderful country is experiencing.
Can we ask?
I really hope you all can fix it. The Mage College torn asunder, hundreds of years of tradition destroyed."
Is there news from the Temple of Gazul?
What?
The Temple of Gazul.
Is that the temple?
Yeah,
And
there's
Tactilius.
Tactilius of
Tactilius.
Gazul.
That's the temple that got destroyed.
As we said,
That's the one.
we are truly cut off from the rest of the city. There are monsters roaming the streets. All communication has been at an absolute standstill.
Well, will you, if we can forestall Lady Killshaw's attack and the activities of this children's rebellion, would you agree not to attack Killshaw's army if she will lend it to us for the purpose of defeating these monsters? Will you fight by their side?
Killshaw and the prince look at each other.
You mean, Musa?
Mussover and the prince look at each other, and Mussover says, "You want us to agree not to attack Killshaw?"
If Killshaw agrees not to attack you.
And Mussover and the prince look at each other. And Mussover says, "Our best chance, we believe, is through your deeds. So, if you..." And he looks at the prince is like... And the Mussover's like, "If you say that this is how we should do this, then that is what we will do."
If Killshaw makes the first strike on you, do what you must. But we will...
Arantalo says, "But they are coming to slay us all! We must kill the Killshaws! No! It is in their name! Kill!"
But it's Kill Shaw, and you are not a Shaw, my friend.
No, but they are!
We will pacify the Killshaws and bring their army to
With
bear
death!
and fight these monsters. We will send them first into the tunnels, my friend.
Ah! No! That is not honorable!
send
The
them.
Anaranjados will go first into these tunnels!
The
Okay.
Killshaws will go second.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is fine with me.
Yes, yes! You want the Anaranjados to go first into the tunnels!
All the glory.
At the right
Right.
time. At the right time.
Okay, which tunnel? Should we go into the crater in the chop, or the crater in front of the castle, or the crater in the northwestern part of the city? Or should we charge into the castle?
What's next to the one by northwestern part of the city?
The temples. I think. Let me consult my map.
Pulls out a map.
Yeah, is it Temple of Tactilius?
Yes.
Probably yes.
It's by the temple district. So, nope, scratch that. It's in between the Mage College and the workshop.
Mage College.
Yeah, it's near the Mage College. There's a crater near the Mage College. There's a crater in the chop, and there's a crater just south of the castle entrance.
Well, if we can get one of these guards that is under the control of the bad guys and figure out what's going on with them, that could be helpful. The Mage College could be helpful in general.
Yeah.
And then Tectilius already knew about these creatures ahead of time, so that could
they were
also be
coming up.
helpful.
Yeah.
So those would be the ways to go, I would think.
I mean,
So investigating the soldier, investigating the mage college. I also think it would be helpful to.
free federal.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mage
And-
College.
To make contact with both the Dayron and Lady Killshaw.
Yes.
And any other organizations that any of us might have contact with who may know what's going on.
Well, how Lady Killshot was 2 days out still?
That was right.
I think it was 4 at the time you passed her.
4 days.
So she's, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not gonna go out to find her. So I would put that. On hold.
Deprioritize that. Yeah.
And
Yes.
if the other, free army people aren't like right at the doors, I would put that on hold too. I feel like the monsters are the things we have to deal with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take them 4 days at full gallop to get to Elenia Toth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's not gonna be.
So all we know so far as what we're facing are these roving monsters, and then Your Grace, you talked about how the guards seem to have become possessed in some way. The guards at the
And
castle.
turned into monsters, right?
Or they were as if they were monsters.
Yes! That's what Anaranjado was like. That's what he said. Yeah. And the prince.
Yes, that's what the prince told me.
Yeah. Yes, and the Anaranjado was like, yes, the prince, he said that the guards, they all became evil and they serve the eyeballs. Yes, like they are monsters themselves.
Did they? But
My blood brother understands the prince,
Of course.
as do I.
Prince, did they?
Blood brother, you don't need these other people. Join the Anaranjados and dive into the hills.
You saying I could become a noble? We'll talk later.
I will have to talk with my father, Hector Anaranjado. But yes, there have been cases where people have been adopted into our family.
Oh.
Yes, but you must leave your own family. So,
Oh, well, that would be hard. Yes.
but we are brothers.
Yes. In
I will
spirit.
talk to Hector.
So I'm just trying to understand, like, what kind of monsters do we know we're facing so far?
Yeah,
That's all we
some
know.
bad monsters.
Yeah.
I feel like, my vote would be taking our 10 wizards going to the Mage College, because either we can figure out what's going there and perhaps have more support, or try to free federal and deal with the guy.
I
We
agree.
know Railrunner is on either on their side or supporting the
I mean, because
Because
if
he
they're
wanted
like
to-
bringing down the barrier, then it might be
Yeah.
that we need, and
I
we
bel-
know that
yes.
somebody messed with us in the portal.
Yep.
And he's super powerful.
Right.
I believe
Yeah.
Roar is the new hand.
So then we
to
should.
light the couch.
That's
Oh.
probably the first place we need to go then, right?
Or
Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Mage College.
After a long rest.
After a long
And
rest.
after
Yeah.
our forces are gathered.
Yes.
By the way, how much time do I have left on the invisibility? I imagine the
The invisibility had about 20 minutes left. It's ticking down as the dragon is flying back and forth across the city.
okay.
Alright, so is there someplace that we can stay
We
with
stay here.
us, and we have about 12 other associates
And
and
And a dragon.
and a dragon?
and a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
A friendly, peaceful dragon.
Mussover says, I am not he says, yeah, Anaranjado is just going to speak for all of them now. I am not sure where you would keep a dragon here, right, Lord Mussover? And Mussover's like, yes, I don't know where we would put a dragon.
You have a large
But,
courtyard.
We do have open meadows in between the buildings if the dragon wishes to sleep there. Are you sure this dragon is safe?
100%.
Absolutely.
He's our friend.
He's
Yeah,
our
yes.
ally.
He's a good
And
friend.
You will love this
He
dragon.
loves to meet new people and to
Yes.
learn about.
And, yeah,
The
educated
cultures.
and likes to talk. And
Beautiful to hear all about copper.
He would be very interested in learning about copper.
I don't know.
he
Oh.
likes strategy. So,
Oh.
And just learning about the world in general.
And Anaranjado says, yes, a dragon! I will ride him!
Oh, yes.
If you ask
That could
nicely.
happen.
Yeah, so Mussover says, well, I'm sure you recall that when you stayed here, that there were wonderful guest rooms upstairs, and we do have more guest rooms in the back. There's even an extra room in the servants' quarters in the basement for your porter.
It's an upstairs, downstairs kind of situation.
I'm a wandering magician. Wandering magician. My name is Henry Squab. I'm a wandering magician. Perhaps you would care for the smell of a fine cigar.
This I already have, young squab. But please make yourself welcome in our servants' quarters. Yes, we have room in the house for your people.
Great.
Fantastic. And is our friend Valentis? We have not seen him.
The prince says, yes, Valentis is here. He survived. He limped very slowly away from the monsters and survived. And yes, he's here.
My lord, may I ask you one favor? As a wandering magician, unaccustomed to carrying bags of any kind, a wandering magician, I am in desperate need of a few sheets of simple parchment, which I'm sure
I
you're
just rolled
asking-
another nat 20.
Yes.
Wow.
This one from Mussover's suspicion of you.
Wow.
Yes, but I'm a wandering magician.
we
I'm
could-
just saying I'm a wandering magician.
Yeah, well,
it's
it,
true.
it doesn't matter because it's a nat 20.
I wonder.
You keep asking for wizard shit and it keeps making people tricky.
I am a wizard. I'm saying I'm a wizard.
Cool. So Mussover says, there's something familiar about you.
Yes.
By the way, speaking of wizards, what happened to your friend, Lord Hans Chumley Tamawin? Wasn't he traveling with you?
Oh, you know
That's it.
tamarins and having to be neutral and things of
Yes.
that nature.
He's reconciled with.
Roll deception.
Well, no, it's truthful,
Yeah, but,
isn't it?
Yes.
well, but you're trying to
Yes
throw
and
him off
no.
the trail.
Well, I didn't say I was trying to throw him off the trail. I'm just saying.
know.
You're good.
Yeah.
Lord Mussover is like, I see. Yes. Where did he go, you say?
I don't know.
Mr. Have I met him? Yes, I met him at the ball. Has some.
Yeah, I killed the queen. You don't remember?
Has some. Has some.
He went back to the compounds. He went back to the Tamarwins.
Yes, he's been reconciled with his family.
Wonderful. Well, it's too bad he's not here because we could talk about perhaps convincing the Tamawins to join us. But I see you've allied yourself with a new wizard who
Yes.
serves you as a porter, as the wizards once did to Toth when he took over the empire. Mind you, be careful this wizard does not kill himself to escape the bondage in which you have placed him, as the wizards of Toth once did, rending our continent asunder and creating the fall. Wife of the century. Did Siobhan call me? You
She
call
did.
him? Yeah,
She
that's what I
did,
thought.
yes.
His
Yes.
service is purely voluntary.
Fascinating, but yes, I wonder if I might trouble you for a few simple sheets of parchment.
All right, roll persuasion. Roll bad. Roll bad.
I could
Silver
make his
bars.
roll lower if you want.
21.
He says, "Do you feel that this would be this parchment would be in use to our realm?"
Absolutely, yes. It would help me to learn the spells and that I need to work with the party as their humble servant.
And you all want your servant to have this parchment?
Yes, we trust him
Absolument.
to be able to.
Because
yes.
you see, parchment is useful for writing messages, and now that the realm is in chaos, parchment is very dear. But for you, the servant of the people who saved the realm, here is some parchment. And he picks up some pages from his desk, and he just tosses them at you like they all like making it rain.
Thank you.
No, he passes you 4 sheets of parchment.
Yes.
Woo!
At last. Precious parchment.
You got some precious parchment.
Ah, yes.
Did it.
Wow, fancy.
Yes.
He persuaded for parchment.
Nice.
This will serve us well as I, a wandering wizard, who is not a baggage porter of any kind. Never has been.
Before you go down to your servants' quarters, Squaw, would you mind carrying our stuff up to our rooms? Be a good lad.
Yeah. Wife deserves pizza, Mac.
Yeah.
You have the baby monitor already?
It's right here.
Oh, okay, good. So, what's up? He gets parchment and what
That's
did I
the
miss?
parchment. Yep.
Alright.
So we're staying here tonight? That's what the plan is?
Yes, and we
Yes.
should.
Yes.
So the plan will be that Paul will be revealed, I guess, after he delivers the last.
Yeah, I would go.
We can't just keep him invisible indefinitely.
Right.
Yeah, I would go out and wait at the landing
Yeah,
spot
that's
for
true.
Paul and for the reveal moment.
I will go too, and Lord Mussover and my brother and Your Grace. Would you like to come and see a dragon? Who is on our side? Yes.
Yes, of course. I'd love to meet a dragon.
And we will inform the guards not to be alarmed.
And Anaran Hollow says, yes! Bring me to the dragon!
Who is our friend?
His name's Eagle of Memory.
Yes.
Eagle of memory.
Yeah.
Yes. La Águila de Memoria.
See,
Memoria.
Yes. And he's learning your language too.
I will be the Aguilar to this Aguila.
So everybody marches out to go meet Paul. And so a large procession of soldiers joins you as the prince and Mussover and Anaranjado and the guards and you all, and it's like a fucking parade all to the southwest corner of the compound, where there is one astonished older lady in a red scarf who sees everyone approaching, and as you approach, she says, I saw them fly up to the back of the building. She says to the guards, and the fellow who was talking with Squib Squaw, the Squee,
Henry Squab. Yeah.
Henry Squab, says, yes, we know. And the lady says, I've never seen anything like that. And yes, you're huge.
I say to her, stick around.
Yeah. Yeah. We're about to blow your fucking mind.
Your group all walks up to the back of the building where there are 10 wizards and a Chesley and a Snorky, all standing in a meadow, and you all get ready for that moment as the clock ticks down.
Yeah, I go up to Paul where I think he is. It's Paul.
Eagle
How-
of
Eagle of Memory.
Eagle of Memory, my great friend. Would you?
I'm over here, man.
Oh, sorry, thank you. How would you like to meet the Prince of Elenia Toth and some of the noble lords? They're very excited to meet you.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Okay.
Is he in this really big group of people?
Yes, I'm gonna make you visible. Okay, are you ready? And
All right, wait. But you tell him that, and he's like,
Yeah.
okay, and he like lifts his wings up like this and gets himself ready, and he goes,
Now remember, they're gonna be a little scared because they've never met a dragon, so we want to make a good, positive impression on them, so they're not scared.
okay, you can't see what he's doing.
No,
But
no,
you
we can't.
definitely want to look
he goes-
cool, bro.
You want to look cool, but not
Definitely look
scary.
super cool,
And
man.
he says, okay, I look really pacifistic. All right,
Okay.
drop the invisibility.
Okay.
He goes,
And Jasper stops the invisibility spell.
and
And
we all-
Una stands next to him and pets him.
Yeah, we all turn and to the nobles.
And he kind
"This
of
is our
like
dragon."
leans into your petting a little bit. But yeah, the people, when he appears going like that, the people are like, the people are like, and generally surprised. And then the dragon is like, and people are, yeah, and then he goes, just kidding, hey! And the people are really don't know what to do about that. They don't know how to accept that as this
Good one, Eagle of Memory.
as this really large gray silver dragon with lavender and teal in his wings appears before them all and is behaving in such a manner. And he's like, hey, my name is Eagle of Memory. Peagle of Memory. Yeah, nice to meet you all. You want to hear about boletas? And they just look at him confusedly. And then Lord Mussover steps forward and says, a pleasure to meet you, Peagle of Memory. Thank you for coming to defend our land. We hope with the power of your fire breath that you can defend us from the eyeballs that have infested our city. And Paul says, yeah, cool. I can kill eyeballs. Yeah. Laura can't see me, right?
No, I can hear you though.
Yeah. It's too bad. Because I can make you see me, but then not them. It's very sad.
If I go to, there you are.
Oh, I know how to I know how to fix it. I know how to fix it, Laura.
Okay.
Yeah, Laura.
Yeah.
Sort of, not really. I don't know. That could work.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm beautiful.
All right, Laura. So, the dragon, the dragon's like, yeah, I'll kill all the eyeballs. I'll eat all the eyeballs. And Mussover's stoked. Everybody's there.
And Anaran.
Yeah.
I introduce him to Paul.
Oh,
My
and
brother, let me introduce you to a dragon. It's not every day you get to meet a dragon.
Eladio draws his rapier and he's like, "A dragon! Wonderful to meet you! I will train you, yes? You will be my pet!" And Paul is like, "No, man, I work for myself." And Eladio is like, "Perhaps I will win you over with my valor." And Paul says, "Have you ever heard of boletas?" And Lord Mussover says, "Who is this boletas of which you speak?"
We might want to get some dinner and have a conversation about that. He can tell you all about it.
We've had many adventures in our time away. Yes. We can fill you in.
Wonderful.
It's a new temple that Eagle is developing to go in many different lands.
A temple of enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
Building a temple, you say?
Yes.
Wonderful. Well, we have many temples here, but none to this boletas.
Not yet.
And there's like 50 or so guards and soldiers that are watching all this, and you hear, shuffling of feet and stuff, and you hear, "It's a dragon! Oh, it's a dragon!" And Lord Mussover says, "Perhaps we should adjourn to our mansion once more."
Sounds great. Paul, we're going to spend the night here. You can stay in the grassy meadow area.
Who is Paul?
I'm sorry, Eagle of Memory.
Eagle.
Eagle of Memory.
Oh.
You can stay in the grassy meadow area. We will adjourn to our rooms after we dine with the prince and Lord Mussover.
And Lemongrass says, "Well, I could continue teaching Peagle of Memory the language of Rocinante if you like." And
If that's what Eagle Memory wants, sure.
and the prince says, "Oh, who is this?" And he says, "Well, I'm Lemongrass Peabody, wandering."
He's our bodyguard-ish guy.
Yes,
And
a
teacher,
wandering knight.
and our instructor, teacher of dragons.
Yes.
Yeah, I love to teach a dragon, so I'll be teaching this dragon the language of Rocinante, if you like. And the prince says, "Well, we'll have wonderful, delicious dinner prepared for all of you who come into our mansion, and something for your servants too."
Excellent. But hopefully not quite as good as what we're getting, I imagine.
Of course not. We
Right,
would not
excellent.
waste that. We can have them run a bowl of servant stew out to Lemongrass Peabody and Peagle, of course. Great. Peagle says, "Yeah, I need lots of stew though, because I'm really big."
I give him a
Good bear.
good bear.
Goodberry. He licks it off your hand with his long tongue, and he says, "Oh man, I feel full. Yeah, I can have a small stew. Cool." And then he says, "Hey, Una, wait, do you have a fake name?"
No, they know me.
Una. Says, Una, will you come visit me too?
Yes, yeah, I'll see you later.
Cool, I'll be in the meadow.
I'm glad nobody.
And the prince says, why did he ask if Una had a fake name?
Oh, some of us were using kind of like, team names back when we met Paul and Cappyrnia, just for fun.
Yeah, we make
Beletas names.
traveling or Beletas names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a bonding exercise, Your Grace.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, it is the name of your first pet, the street you grew up on. You know.
Oh,
All your passwords.
Yes.
Last 4 of your credit card number.
oh, wonderful. I had not heard of such this thing, but of course I am not an adventurer, am I?
Well, I wonder though, Your Grace, what would your name be if it was the name of your first pet in the street you grew up on?
Well, the street I grew up on is, of course, the main thoroughfare.
That's not going to work too well.
Yes.
Yeah, this does not roll off the tongue that well.
Oh, Maine though.
Yeah,
and
Maine,
your first pet.
thoroughfare, yeah. Pet.
Yes. And my first pet, Daniel. And Daniel...
Dental Maine.
Dental Maine.
Gentleman thoroughfare.
Daniel Mussover looks up and says, what do you say? And the prince says, oh, I had a parakeet named Daniel. No offense, sir. It was before we talked. I was only a boy of 4 when I named him that. I thought it was a beautiful name. And Daniel says, I feel strange about this. And the prince says, well, yes, I suppose my hero name is Daniel Maine.
There you go.
What a fun game.
There you go. Yes.
And
So fun.
Eladio says, let us ride this dragon into the nearest crater and kill all the eyeballs.
Not right now, man. Time for dinner.
Yeah, time for
rest.
Yeah.
It's been a long day for us.
Oh, your spell slots are not fulfilled.
they
I'm
are
just hungry.
They are not.
Perhaps there should be a surprise attack at the compound.
There could be.
It's possible.
And he says, yes, a surprise attack on stew. Come, let us eat. And your large retinue heads its way back to the Mussover mansion.
While you guys go eat, I'm gonna go check on something.
Okay.
How much time has passed on my alter self?
30 minutes.
Okay, great.
Just whoever I could give somebody a level 3
Oh.
spell back.
Oh, I don't need it. I don't need that.
If anybody has.
I've only burned 1 level 2.
I've burned a bunch of level 2s.
Oh, and
I
have
mean,
one level 1.
I would take it.
Yeah.
But we're about to rest anyway.
I know. I just was doing it because I'll get it back after we rest, but just in case anything goes
Right.
down.
I mean, just in case we need to do another message or if someone dies,
Yeah,
and to
so
burn
I'll
them
give
back
you-
right away. That is maybe a good use of.
That's
Thank you.
I got a 3 and a 1. I could give out. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So I'll take the 3.
Okay.
A 3 and a 1.
Anybody need a level 1 spell? No.
I don't think so. Thank you, though.
I haven't used the new one.
Good.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna sleep outside with Paul just because I'm also afraid now that Nanaran Hato's gonna try to fuck with my dragon.
I do think at some point Daphne has set you down to say, you know, I empower you to make the choices that you want to make, but you know, maybe take her through a little bit of XYZ birds and bees. Just how to be careful, and this is a dragon, so
Is it
you
called
know.
birds and bees given the current situation? I don't know.
I think we
That's
should.
right.
I think we should role play it out. So you guys are led to your various rooms. the main group is in there are 4 bedrooms that adjoin a sitting room. So you are offered that area where there are 4 nice bedrooms that adjoin a sitting
these
room.
beds look wonderfully comfortable, and this setup is very convenient for the 4 of us to gather together and converse.
I've probably already taken off at this point.
Or the 3 of us, and the 4 of us when Asim returns.
Yeah.
But maybe while Asim is gone, you could see what it's like to live.
Are we in privacy now? Just the group?
Yeah, you are brought into the sitting rooms. Una has announced that she's going to sleep outside, so they tell you, oh, this is perfect. This upstairs room where there's 4 different bedrooms that adjoin the sitting room is perfect. So they lead you up there, and then you're left alone, and you're told that dinner will be in a couple hours or so.
Okay.
And I think Daphne and Una should have a chat before we find out what Haslam is doing and stuff.
Sure. So Una, from what I understand, you are not going to be staying with the group tonight, no?
Yeah, I'm worried that that Amaran Hado guy seemed a little interested in Paul. And I just don't know, all those people, I just don't know. I mean, I know he's a dragon, but I just don't know if he'll be safe.
Yes, Paul is a very special dragon, it seems.
Yeah, he's really nice. And
Yes.
I feel like we have a lot in common.
This happens sometimes. There are different ways that when you meet another person or a dragon, that feelings can manifest. Sometimes there is something called infatuation, and I just think I know you are young, maybe your I don't know, your romantic experience with other persons or dragons.
I haven't.
So I want you to, be true to yourself and don't be pressured just because a dragon might show you a little bit of affection. There are plenty of fish who might make more biological sense.
Fish?
Right. Well,
Interesting,
maybe some fish. This is how do we the translations? All I'm saying is just listen to your gut, your intuition, and if something is how do we say in common wonky, then you are under no pressure to do anything you do not want to do, and just you do not have to settle for the first dragon that says how do you do.
So Daphne, those are wise words. Are you saying she should maybe?
They're alone.
Oh, they're alone. Oh, sorry. I thought we were all together.
Maybe a voice in the sky.
He's listening.
No.
Yeah,
I
right.
thought we were all together.
Are you
Sorry.
trying to say yes? But yes, just certain dragons may try to pressure you to move faster than you want to, and I think that you can say to these dragons, "Maintenant." What is it?
Yeah. I mean, I just like him,
Okay.
but I don't feel like I'm I don't know, I just like him.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a good time, and if you're having fun, then I think this is great, and power to you. I want you to go in with both eyes open, but maybe not eyes open when you're doing whatever you are doing. That might be a little awkward, the eye contact.
What do you mean?
Well, and I think she'll maybe
what?
go into something. She'll try to figure out mechanics. Oh, bless little Una. Well.
Well, what
Has
is
he tried?
what is making out usually look like?
Right, asking for a friend, maybe. Well, it can involve a caress. I don't really know how that would work with a dragon, to be honest, Una.
Do you know, like, you know how Hassan can like turn into animals?
Yes, I've seen him do this. Are you?
Is that like a thing I can learn how to do?
Well, it is a big wide world. I have not seen it personally, but maybe this is, if that is something important to you, maybe you could ask Hassan if he can teach you. Or maybe I would not ask Hans about it. I think he might not be as open-minded, but there might be spells. I don't know. Until you can figure that out, I would be cautious about trying to make out with Paul. That sounds a little dangerous to me. Oh. But I do not want to harsh your buzz. So if you have it figured out, then power to you.
Yeah, and just so we're clear, like I'm not, like I don't like him like that. I just like him.
Sure. Well, no one says that you have to get married, so again, you could just do what feels right. Just don't get accidentally eaten by the dragon.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. I don't think he'd. I don't think he'd.
All right.
Thanks. I mean.
Mhm.
Thanks for caring.
Yeah. I will draw you some pictures.
Okay. I mean,
maybe some visual aids. This might help the language barrier. Maybe.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Is this the origin of the dragonborn race?
You spoiled it, man. Shit. Yeah, this game is like dark because they're gonna get transported way back in time, where they're gonna make the dragonborns. Once they're.
We haven't encountered any in this world, so.
All right. So before we find out what he's up to, what are you two up to? You've been delivered to this sitting room. It's similar to Daniel Mussover's study with leather and wood and hunting trophies everywhere. And the two ladies have gone off into a room to have a little chat about Una's proclivities. And you've been told, wait an hour or two till dinner. And yeah.
Jasper, what do you think they're talking about in there?
Would you mind moving my musket over to that part of the room?
Jasper, I love you, my friend. You don't want me picking up that musket right now. I have a serious request, which is my spell is going to wear off in half an hour.
Yes.
I will retire to the servants' quarters. What I would ask is that you ask the castle staff just simply leave me undisturbed, not knock on my door, deliver my food, because I can't have them see me.
I think you should stay. As much as I'm appreciating the humorous predicament you're in, given that Una's going to be spending the night outside, I think you should stay here. You'll be less likely to be detected.
I need complete privacy.
Yes.
And I'll need to take my meals in the chamber.
You can keep the door to your room locked, and we'll probably still post guards, so we can try to make sure nobody disturbs you.
And I will need to study my spells.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attempt to learn a new one tonight, I think.
I don't know how you're going to do that, because it takes a really fucking long time.
How long?
Long.
8 hours?
You can tell me which spell you're going to try to learn.
Probably one of the level 3s.
One of the level 3s?
Yeah.
Which ones are you thinking about?
What I have is... I haven't looked at creature yet. I have Glyph of Warding. I have Control Water, which might be level 4.
You're going to have to narrow it down for us to talk about what you're going to do. But for each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces, which we could say is 1 page of parchment plus... we could say 1 page of parchment equals the 50 gold pieces of spell components, but then you need 50 gold pieces for more. So for each level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold pieces. And you are a enchantment wizard.
Yes.
So if the spell is from the enchantment school, it'll take 1 hour per level and cost 25 gold pieces per scroll.
Got it. Well, I don't have any enchantment spells.
So, like, if you're going to learn a level 4 spell, it would take 8 hours and 200 gold, or 4 pages.
Got it. Yes. I would be learning level 3, but I don't think I have 6 hours to spare either.
It's a huge pain in the ass.
So perhaps I'll simply rest and...
Maybe they'll have something at the Mage College that can accelerate spell learning.
Yes, perhaps they will. I'm sure they'll easily give it to me without...
that doesn't even require a roll.
Yes. Fair enough. I think I'll simply study my spellbook and learn my spells for the day. How did it feel to see your family?
Well, it was... it felt confusing. I was so relieved to take care of my mother. That's what I was focused on. But now they're all at great risk. And the whole city is. It's so disturbing. It's not what I imagined. I felt such relief when we had gathered the lichen and we had left Parvus to head back. I could feel we were going to actually make a difference. And now I feel, yes, maybe we saved my mother, but for how long? I don't know.
I apologize for the conflict with your father.
Oh, that's okay. I thought it was touching that you wanted to teach the boy a cantrip.
Yes,
touching, but perhaps misguided.
Perhaps we can return.
That's all right. My father is, an attorney. He's very protective about his parchment. It's his livelihood.
Understood.
Do you have any thoughts about what we should do next? What astounds me, I know they look up to us, but had we not shown up, wouldn't you think that
they simply languish in their
the
fortress forever?
the lords, the whatever military strategists they have at hand, they would have been preparing something, but they seem paralyzed.
As is so often the case with the government in this city, they will need a boost. They will need a kick in the ass, honestly, to get them going. And if it is up to us, it's just as well. I would trust our plans more than theirs.
But we know so little about the enemy. That's what disturbs me. We don't know what creatures they are, where their forces are, where to attack.
Yes. I think that this well-run Mirrodin is that new hand of Galathakash. And I think, of course, this is all the mistress is doing.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
How do you think, if my cover should be blown, and if they should discover that I am of House Tamerwind, perhaps we can simply ask them to stay quiet?
Oh, you mean the prince?
The prince, or... I think they suspect me.
Yes. I don't think we should take them into our confidence yet. But,
No.
Hopefully it won't happen. But I would if I can speak in the manner they do in the chop, Ixnay on the Izzard Way, Peaks Bay.
Well, am I not a traveling wizard?
Yes, but I think it's a little too close to what you're trying to conceal.
Yes, with the exact same motivations as the hunters.
And also all of the fresh cut grass. I think you need to lay low a little bit.
All right, understood.
Yeah. And maybe you could start to carry our bags. I think that's what everybody expects of you. It would be the best way to maintain your cover.
Why can't you be more like your brother? Snooky.
Do you keep any scrolls in your bags?
So you agree that we should focus on the Mage College next?
I agree, yes.
Continue gathering information.
I'm simply incredibly curious to see what's going on. And of course, yes,
Yeah.
Fadra Rule
If we could
would
free
be a
them.
great ally.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm concerned about my fellow mages under the rule of that awful drow. Not that there's anything wrong with drow.
Yes, I hear some of them are some of the drow are quite heroic.
Yes.
Um,
This Wilram Yurden.
yes.
He's the hand of Galathakash, I'm
Do you think
convinced.
Daphne could communicate with Vajra Rule through her magic? Her
I'm
divine
sure.
magic.
I would guess that they have him in a mage prison so tight that
That not even
Yeah.
divine magic could penetrate it?
yes, but it's worth the attempt. I'll simply knock on the door. I'm sure they're not talking about anything untoward. Knock, 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 knock.
Hello.
Yes,
Diagram.
You guys are like sitting
Yeah,
on beds.
exactly. Yeah, definitely.
You guys are holding pillows.
Can I walk in?
Yeah,
Am I
exactly.
seeing that? Is that what I'm seeing?
Pictures.
I'm gonna quickly close the door and turn around.
We are
What
a
did you
little
see?
busy. What can we do for you,
What did you see?
Andrea? We are unvaccinated.
Sorry. We must never speak of this.
What did I miss?
We must never speak of this again.
What did you say you guys were doing?
We had a diagram.
Oh.
Yeah,
Anatomical.
how
We must-
Yeah.
We must keep them away from Paul.
Oh no, he's great.
Oh.
Listen, we shouldn't judge, you know?
Oh, I'm judging.
Look at who you've loved.
Oh. All right, fair point. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Well, I'm going to retire to my chamber. If the servants come in, I can't be seen. But yes, the Mage College tomorrow.
So you won't join us for dinner?
I'll have to take my.
Oh, of course you wouldn't.
I'll
Eat
have to
dinner.
take my meals in.
That's right.
In his room. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, good berries also make you
Yes.
full for the day.
Thank you.
But that is tasty.
I mean, they might be pretty damn tasty.
Well,
Yeah.
Magic berries.
Oh, that's right. We like good berries. Do you
20
like
of them.
I'm interested to see the fare of House Missover and what sort of table they keep here.
So you're going to disguise yourself and join us?
Well, are you going to the dinner table? No, I'll stay in my chamber. I'll eat a good berry for dinner, I guess.
They can send food up to you.
Yeah, have them. I would love for them to send me a plate. Yes.
Well, but we don't want them to know he's up there.
Oh.
We'll figure it out.
You could just tell them to send it to Una's room.
There you
So somebody shows up and says, "Oh yeah, we forgot. He's supposed to be in with the servants." And Entrance is standing behind that person, and the person says, "We found your other friend to stay up here with you all, and we apologize for making the mistake of putting the porter up here with you all." And, like,
that's okay.
Hello, everybody! I'm looking forward to that room. It's me, Lord Snorky.
Snorky, great to see you. Yes, we have some more work that our porter needs to help us with up here, but we'll make sure he gets down to the servants' quarters when he's done doing the deeds that are on his checklist.
okay, and
Just
Snorky
to
says,
polish
Thanks
my-
so much, servant. It's me, Lord Snorky.
and he goes and sits down on a chair, and we'll cut away from you all. Oh, and at that moment, as soon as the door shuts, the person leaves. Snorky sits down. You're standing there. Both of your disguises wear off.
Lord Snorky.
Antron says, "Yes, well, it only makes sense that I would be a lord. I saw how they were treating you, so of course I'm Lord Snorky."
Well, fair enough, your lordship.
We'll cut back to Hasm, and we'll let the rest of that unfold soon. But we'll cut to Hasm. Hasm, what are you up to?
So basically, when everybody was like, "Oh, we're gonna go back to the house," Hassan just like walks the opposite direction, turns into a rat, and starts going towards what's her face?
The heart?
The heart, yeah.
Lahira. Okay, so that is all the way across the city. So yeah, you're a rat. So I don't know. Do you want to swim across the river? Or do you want to take the bridge that you would normally take?
Whichever way I think I'm not gonna see eyeball people.
Well, That's up to you.
Also, if I see any rats, maybe ask them, like, if there's a way that they've noticed is safer routes.
Yeah. So you're gonna cast Speak with Animals?
Can I not speak as a rat?
I don't know.
I can't speak common when I turn into animal, so I'm assuming I can speak as an animal?
I don't know. I'll have to ask Jesus. I'll have to ask Jeremy Crawford. Can Druid speak animal while in wild shape? Wild shaping does not grant a Druid and more of a sense of communication, body language, pheromones, or anything else than they had while in caster form. Thus, a Druid can speak when wild shaped if their new form is physical capability of doing so. Shouldn't you be able to speak in wild shape? Dun, dun, dun. I don't think so, but there's a really easy way to find out, and that is the actual page about druids, which I think Zaft is probably looking at, because there's a list. While you're transformed, you retain your alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. You retain all of your skill and saving throw proficiencies in addition to gaining those of the creature. So that would logically confer that you would have the proficiency in language that the creature would have.
This also says you can't cast spells, and your ability to speak or take any action that requires hands is limited to the capabilities of your beast form.
Yeah, so that tells me that it would work, right? Because your languages are proficiencies in this game, and it says you gain the proficiencies of the creature, and the creature would have a proficiency in its own language. So, you could ask a rat.
Yeah, and so I'll be, going through the alleys and stuff, trying to get towards there, and if I see another rat, I will definitely try to ask, like, how they're getting around the eyeball people.
Alright. I'm exhausted as fuck, so I use up all my energy in the first hour.
all the different characters.
Yeah. So from the Noble's Quarter, you go west, and then there's the main thoroughfare, which would take you south, past the Travelers District, towards the docks, and then you'd go over a bridge. You run into a rat on the street, zipping around. And it's doing its thing. So you want to like call out to it and try to talk to it.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, kind of like going in the same direction. I'm trying to get to the west side. Have you seen a safe way to get there with all the craziness been happening?
I was just eating a piece of trash, and it's like
nice. That's a good looking piece of trash.
Yeah, it's like full of protein and no sugar. The rat is like.
Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. Everything in the city. Monsters. Rats dead. People dead. More trash to eat.
And then it starts to leave.
Alright, well, I'm going to take the water then.
Oh well.
I'll just use the water to swim across.
Alright, so instead of going south towards the docks, you just go west through some residential stuff up to the river. It's kind of a dirty Thames-like river. And I'm gonna check the rat's actual stats.
Mm-hmm.
Get an advantage on wisdom checks that rely on smell. Nothing about its swimming speed. Dexterity is 0. But it is a rat, so we have to give it the benefit of the doubt, because it is a rat, and rats can swim in our minds.
You'd be like half speed, though.
Yeah. Alright, so you start swimming across the river. It's a shitty, dirty river, and it's rushing a little bit, so it's mildly difficult. So, give me a dexterity check. Could be acrobatics if you want. Oh my god, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not better.
No. He's a halfling rat, so he gets to reroll his natural ones.
Yep.
Lucky rat.
I would think it'd be, if it was mine, it'd be a 9, but I'm assuming it's the rat stats, which I think is pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep your mental stats. So, you're trying to go across the river. but you get swept away in the river. Just this wet stack of hair and fur rushing down the river. You try to find purchase in the river with your tiny little hands swimming, and it doesn't work. There's like a severed head floating down the river near you, which could provide sustenance for you. And it floats past you, and you're just sort of struggling, and you get pushed almost far south enough that you like could have been like not cross the river in the first place. But yeah, you're getting closer to where the bridge is. So give me another dexterity check to see if you can catch yourself.
Nope.
Oh my god.
And this is how Hassel dies.
No.
We rolled a 4 and then a 2. And Rat's
Yikes.
up dex +0. So you get pushed under the bridge that you would have been crossing, and you start to head out into the ocean. And this is a bit of a estuary that's around the docks, and you feel the timbre of the water change around you to a little bit more salty. And you got one more dex check to not get pulled out to sea. Oh, thank God.
That's a lot better.
Thank goodness.
See you later.
It's like, where'd he go? We never know.
Yeah, you don't never know what
At the
happens.
bottom of the
Do you just
ocean.
turn back into a halfling though if you die, right?
Well, if I get injured, I'll turn into a halfling and then I'll change
but
it
if
to
you
something
drown?
else. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If he gets
I see.
stuck in a tin can forever. So you manage to the rushing water stops rushing so much when it hits the ocean, and it kind of slows down a little bit as there's more space around it, and that's when you finally get your grip back and start to be able to propel yourself through the water. You do feel a little exhausted, 1 point of rat exhaustion, not real exhaustion, and you I guess start heading towards the docks if you want.
Yep. I'll start heading the other way, just like kind of like cursing. Goddamn fucking rat body, not fucking yeah, stupid.
So you find yourself able to grab onto like a barnacled log of one of the docks. You can climb up onto the docks, and you go up there, and usually there would be people unloading ships and nets and stuff, but there are only a couple ships that appear to tilt emptily on the dock. There's nobody around.
But they're not damaged ships.
No, they look like abandoned ships.
Interesting.
And there are there's nobody around. There's some nets and crates around, but most people have never seen the docks this empty. And yeah, you can sort of continue north from the docks through the chop.
Yeah, just looking out for these freak shows, and other than that, just heading that way.
Are you getting back on the main thoroughfare, or are you staying in the middle of the chop?
Whatever's the fastest, like most direct way.
Oh well.
Since I feel like I lost a lot of time getting swept away in the water.
You start heading directly through the chop, which is where the crater is.
Oh, I thought the crater was in the other area.
There's one in the middle of the chop.
Then I would go around.
Too late.
Which we saw when we went to the pharmacy.
So you start zipping through the alleyways of the chop, and every once in a while you see a dead person, and you're taking the fastest way, which is kind of northwest through the chop up to, it's in the northwestern corner of the city where the faction house is. And as you continue zipping around and stuff, things get thicker and darker and murkier in the air, and you realize that you're approaching this crater, especially as the fire is shooting up into the air like if the Luxor exploded in Vegas, just shooting right up. And you realize you're walking directly towards one of those craters.
Can I climb up on a house and kind of like look down to see like what's inside of the crater?
Yeah.
You see Elario Ando like that.
Yeah, exactly. To honor victory, valor.
Come, Jasper!
Yeah, rats don't have a climbing speed, but they should. But you climb one of the houses.
Yeah.
Make a dex check.
2.
Great, you fall off the house. You can,
For some reason, the rats can do all these things in real life, but it's easy they can't do anything.
Clumsiest rat in the world.
well, the other interesting thing is, isn't it level 8 that druids can turn into tiny beasts?
Level 8 I can fly.
Which level is it that you can turn into tiny beasts? Because I think you can't be tiny until a certain level.
Any level. It's swim speed and then fly.
And then fly speed, yeah. But I think there's something about tiny. Anyway, I don't care for this. It's just fun.
I've never heard of that before. But
Well, I hope
Maybe.
I'm wrong because I love being tiny. And Zaft is gonna look it up.
I'm just curious.
yeah, I'm also interested.
I'm looking it. We're all looking it up.
I
We're
thought
all
you
interested
can be. You can't be super big until.
in the rules of.
Yeah, I
druid-
don't, because cats are tiny in this
Yeah.
game, and I think that you can be.
You can't.
Like
Yeah,
a
it
cat,
doesn't say
like,
anything
right
about
away.
that.
It's all about challenge ratings.
Yeah, it's only challenge rating that matters, and then there's speeds.
The-
So no flying speed, no swim speed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anything has to do with size.
Okay. It looks like there's a size limitation in 4E, but I'm not seeing it here. So I wonder where I got that from.
Your secret 4E game.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly not. But yeah, I'll see. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we're doing it right now. So anyway, you fall off the house, thwack in the dirt, and crawl the house again.
I'm gonna try again.
All right, roll again. Climb up the house. You get on top of the house. You look down with your little rat eyes, and you see a pit with fire bursting out of it. You do see, and you see cracks around it going through the ground that have bits of molten lava. And you do see sort of pockets around the edges of the crater that don't have flame bursting out of them. Kind of like the flame is coming up out of the middle of the crater. And so possibly you could go down into it around the flame.
Like small buckets, like just enough for one person to walk, kind of thing.
It's a big crater, like this house times 8.
Okay.
So it's pretty big, and you're seeing this fountain of burning hellfire shooting up out of the middle of it. But you do see that the flame does not fill the whole crater, and that there are areas that don't have fire in them.
Okay.
But you might imagine it's hot.
And I don't see like a walkway or anything necessarily either, like a path that goes down.
You don't see walkways, but you do see eyeball creatures floating. Different kinds of them. There's ones like the ones that you saw, and then there's another one that looks like its mouth is inside out and has these like tentacles, and you see like green things with 4 eye stalks, and you see a few different kinds of eyeball creatures milling around near the crater and passing under you, and one of them looks up at the house and doesn't see you.
I'm rolling as good as me.
It's the dice.
Yeah, these dice are pretty bad.
So, what do you do?
I'll start heading back away from it, like, a couple hundred feet before going around.
Alright, so you head south, you zip around to the western side of it, and as you're passing through alleyways and stuff, you see another eyeball creature.
I will hide.
Okay, roll me a stealth.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, man.
Man, these dice are terrible. I'm assuming that has no bonuses.
The rat has Dex +0.
Alright, so 5
Yeah.
or 4.
Oh man. Don't get
So
killed.
Yikes.
it sees the rat. It doesn't think it's anything but a rat, but it blasts it for fun, and it rolls to hit. You got an armor class of 10,
Cool.
and it misses.
Yes!
So this blast erupts in the dirt next to you,
run away like a rat would run
Skitter,
away.
skitter, skitter.
You run with your speed of 20 feet. The creature
Or like
is
around a corner kind of thing.
not particularly interested in rats, and it continues on its way. You know,
Phew.
it rolled a low number. It rolled a 6 to try to hit you, so it's pretty good even with the AC of 10. So you continue.
Yep, continue.
All right. There's another river to cross.
There's another fucking river?
Yeah, the bridge is up near the temple district. You go north past the Tamerwind compound. You can get to the bridge. It's where you got attacked by the Chimera ages ago, the wounded vampiric Chimera, and you know, the one that had was from the gladiator arena.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you could cross the bridge there, or you could jump into the water with your terrible rolls and your dexterity of +0.
Where does the water take me if I fail my rolls and go down the river?
South.
Back to the same place.
shit?
Yeah.
I'll go to the fucking bridge.
All right, you go around, you head way up north. This all takes a couple hours. Like, these guys are dining or whatever they're going to be doing by the time you get there. The sun is setting, which I guess will help you with stealth. And you make it to that bridge, and you cross the bridge, and you see 2 creatures, green creatures with 4 big eye stalks, and they're floating around the bridge looking for things. And
They're
you're
like
crossing.
on the bridge?
Yeah, they're floating around it.
Like around the bridge?
Yeah, like around it. Yeah, in the area of the bridge. Looking for things, patrolling. Do you want to try to sneak? Or do you have a creative thought? Before I roll.
Like if I go underneath the bridge, they'd still see me kind of thing?
Well, they can't see through bridges.
Like, are they floating, like, on top of the bridge?
There's one at each end of the bridge.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they're not, posted up to guard the bridge per se, but they're in the general vicinity of each end of the bridge, and they're looking around.
I would try to, climb to the side area, like a couple, 150 feet or something, climb down a little bit, and then go towards the bridge, and then go underneath the bridge and walk across.
So come up from underneath the bridge and then walk across the bridge on top of the bridge and get to the other side.
Well, I'd try to climb underneath the bridge, or on the side of the bridge, or something like that.
All right. Roll me a dexterity for the climbing and stealth for the stealth. So you can roll the stealth with advantage.
Oh, there you go, natural 20.
Okay, so you climb good and
Yeah.
then roll stealth with advantage.
Stealth with advantage. That's a 12, and that's a 16.
Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna roll for each of the creatures that are patrolling, and they gotta beat a 16.
Technically a 17 since I have a luck stone on me.
Oh, lucky luck stone.
Luck stone.
One of them sees you, but you're a rat. So it shoots at you.
These fucking creatures.
Lucky you, I rolled a 3 this time.
Yes.
Because I was ready. I was ready to
Maybe
do
these are
it.
going to be easier to kill than we think.
I was gonna do it. If they're based on Jake's rolls, then yeah, they're so super easy. So yeah, one shoots at you and you skitter away. You make it into the faction area. You see the brick house thing, the brick factory. You want to just try to head in the front door of the brick factory.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you head up to the door of the brick factory, and as you get really close, the door just opens right in front of you.
Does it seem like somebody opened it, or magically opened
It was closed. It was sufficiently closed, and then it just went
Try to look in.
as you walked up to it. What?
Try to look in, peer in and see.
You peer in. You don't see anybody in the immediate inside. As you recall from last time, it was like a big open sort of warehouse in the front section where they were pretending to work on bricks. And
But no one's there now.
yeah, you don't see anybody in the front section of that, but the door is open for you.
Alright, I'll skitter into the back area.
Okay, and someone comes up behind you from behind the door, and we're gonna cut back to them as you get in there. All right, so all y'all are in the room with Snorky McGonagall, and what are you up to?
Waiting for dinner.
What?
Waiting for dinner, right?
Yeah. Well,
Sure.
So
Yes.
Snorky, Lord Snorky is gonna. Antrans, you're gonna sleep with us up here tonight, I guess.
and Antron says,
Well, I thought it was a good idea.
Antrans, you've. I appreciate that you're persisting in the voice, but now that you're reverted back to your normal form, you can.
And I like the voice, and I didn't want to forget it in case someone comes in. I have to cast the spell again right away.
That's a good point.
But okay.
and
I like the voice too. It's a tremendous improvement.
he's like, yes, well, I am much more handsome in this form.
Yes.
I couldn't believe having to pretend to be a twisted commoner, and then the strange dissonance of looking like a twisted commoner while pretending to be a lord. It's all too much for me. I'd prefer to be a beautiful lord as I am.
Antrans, are you? How are you finding being a hero? Isn't it exciting?
I don't really think of myself as a hero currently.
Oh,
I think of myself as someone who wishes to return to the library.
yes. I think you're maybe starting to grow into the role a little bit, but we'll keep track of that. Monitor your progress.
Well, I have no interest in being a hero, so if it would be heroic to communicate with Heor, then yes, I wish to be a hero.
That may come. So I think.
Have you had any visions of Hero?
No, as I said, I saw him mentioned in ancient texts. As you know, not everyone who follows Fethlon is a pacifist. Some whip themselves incessantly or cut off their fingers to represent their sacrifice. Others simply believe in giving of themselves to everyone they meet. But it is only in Parvus, among the Tabaxi, and the halflings who follow them, that radical pacifism is practiced. And this, I believe, traces back to Heor, who may have been the god of the enslaved Tabaxi before they were brought here. I feel that such a force of good, if introduced, could help this land with everything that is going through.
You know how all the temples here are like two gods, like Tactilius and Gazul? Maybe you and Paul should pair up, and then it could be a temple to Heor and Boletas.
I don't really think of myself as a cleric, more of a researcher, but I suppose those who religiously follow Heor could make that decision. I suppose it would be up to Boletas as well.
I guess. It
I
just
believe
seems
it's
like
really-
that's the way things are done here. It seems like all the things are in twos, you know.
But it's really up to Boletas and Heor, I suppose. You see, if you look at the religious history, which I am not a religious person, but if you look at the history of the religions, there was a great chaos, and what ended the chaos was the teaming up of the gods. The gods teamed up to bring balance to the chaos. So it could be, perhaps there is a sixth pair among the Denery, and we would have to change the name to the Doe Denery or something. What do you think, Daphne?
Oh, are you still talking? No. I think this is. I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful relationship for you and Paul. Maybe you can work towards something nice, but also know that some of us get paired with gods that we maybe don't want to get paired with, and you can compartmentalize, and that is also okay. So lots of options to explore. I think for you and your future with this cure.
Yes, well, I truly believe that if I delve into the ancient texts in the basement of the Tower of Contemplation, I may be able to find out more than I already know.
Yes. Well, hopefully we will be able to save our homeland and make it safe for everyone, and then you can go research to your heart's content. One thing at a time.
It would also
right?
help with your research because the last time you tried to do it, you were cursed. So it would be cool, or whatever.
This
Driven
also,
mad. Something
yes.
happened. It went weird. So maybe getting rid of all these monsters will help clarify things.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually
absolutely.
study safely.
There's a knock at the door.
Ooh.
I'm
You
ducking
two.
into my chambers, yes.
Back into the room. Entrance. Back
Yes.
into the room.
Snorky with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Snorky with me.
And
Jasper will answer the door.
you two go into the room,
Yeah.
and
We shut the door behind us.
Jasper, you answer the door, and it's Valentis.
Ah,
And
Valentis.
there appear to be a couple servants behind him that have trays with stew on them, and Valentis says, "Hello. They told me you all were here. I thought it would be good to catch up."
And it's just gonna hug him.
Yes.
Bear hug.
Oh,
His back cracks.
oh.
It's like a familiar person I recognize coming back into my life.
Young lady, I cannot withstand such pressures since the war. But
Yes, pleasure to see you as well.
I'm so glad you're all right.
I am glad that you all are all right. The Lord sent up stew for you all. I gather there are so many people staying here that it does not fit in the dining room. So, if you would like your stew, and
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Excellent.
the servants bring in a lavish and delicious stew. With Valentis says, I believe there is venison and filet mignon and snails in this stew. So
Excellent.
please enjoy. There's some
Classic combo.
yes, fish roe in this stew. It is basically a rich person's stew.
Creme, is there creme fraiche also?
Yes, a dollop on
Yes.
top.
Excellent. With the caviar on top of that. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Please enjoy the rich person's stew. And I was told that your servant is up here as well, so there is a bowl of chicken soup for him as well.
No,
Excellent.
wonderful.
Excellent. He will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes, Valentis, please come in, and after the food is served, maybe we can have some time alone here with you. Catch up.
Yes, I long to catch up with you. And so the stew is served, and the servants leave, and you guys are alone with Valentis, and he says, I imagine a lot has taken place since the Council of the Blooded and your taking down of the Queen. What has transpired? I heard you brought a dragon with you?
Yeah. We made friends with a dragon.
Amazing. I cannot imagine where you found a dragon.
We went to Parvus, Valentis, and Are you familiar with the Tower of Contemplation?
Of course, you know, of course, young man, that I spent almost a year near Moncafa
That's right.
in the Abale Forest.
Yes, we were there in the Abale Forest.
Yes, we wintered there during the long battle of Moncafa, waiting, trying to outwait the Liebenstag forces. The 100 young people under my command succumbed to the cold and the leaf worms that fell from the trees and sliced our bodies, leaving my foot useless. The losses we suffered in defending your country, young man, but we pushed them out.
Well, forgive me for
So yes,
not
I am
remembering your
familiar
valiant
with the Tower of
service.
Contemplation.
Yes, so we were there, and it turns out that the evil forces from beyond that have afflicted Elenia Toth were also afflicting the 100 Holy Ones in the Tower of Contemplation, and perhaps other places throughout the land. So there had been 100 holy ones who had been murdered by these forces, just as here.
Oh my.
They had, infected and taken over the queen. They appear to have taken over others among.
Who did they take over there?
They took over a man, a tabaxi named Kingfish. Kingfisher. I'm sorry, it's been a long day. Yes. And we didn't get to the bottom of it all, but Kingfisher was trying to turn the tabaxi against each other and create some sort of disruption among the 100 holy ones.
Oh my. Well, and you foiled that plot as well.
I think so.
Heroes you are.
Yes. The tabaxi didn't quite see it the same way the Council of the Blooded saw it, though, but they're strange. I mean, I am from
Yes,
this,
tabaxi are strange.
Yes, they are. Their ways are strange, even to me. But Valentis, what has happened here? What more light can you shed on what we're facing? Everybody is turning to us to defeat this evil, but it's much different than it was when we fought the Queen. We lack information about what is happening and who we would fight and how we would go about it.
Yes, it will take a great tactician to unravel this mess. The chaos that has taken place in this city, the factions that have erupted amongst the nobles, the monsters, seemingly invincible monsters that have taken over the streets of the city. It is beyond my pay grade, as they say. I've been a scholar for many years, and I would love to advise you on tactics if I could, but all I know is if you cut off the head of the snake no longer wriggles. Find the head, and the body will follow.
Yes.
As to the source of these monsters and the actual leader among them, I feel you probably know more than I do. By the way, do any of you have any shrimp?
Shrimp.
Yes, I love shrimp, and I haven't had any in a while. If you have any dried shrimp or...
I'll check my inventory, but I'm not sure we do.
Yes, if you happen to pick up any dried shrimp on your travels, or if you have any fresh shrimp, the Mussover house seems to be out of shrimp, and I just love shrimp. There's so many different things in that stew, but not shrimp, and I love shrimp.
Yes, I enjoy a good prawn myself, but I'm afraid we don't have any, I don't think.
It is a delicious flavor, the shrimp. I once had coconut shrimp in the People's Cove.
Oh.
They took their coconuts and they breaded the shrimp. You're in the other room.
I am.
He's listening.
I'm casting. I am listening at the door, and I'm casting Alter Self again since we're about to rest. And I'm casting Alter Self into the form of Henry Squaw.
Okay.
And I'm coming out of my chamber. And I'm.
Oh, here's our porter, Valentis. I don't think you've met.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
fellow commoner.
Jake, can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
Prestidigitation. Can it flavor an object? Can it flavor a meal?
For you, it could do anything. Let's take a quick trip down. What the hell does this spell do, Lane? You create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect, such as a shower of sparks, a puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor. It does not mention taste, but it does say harmless sensory effect.
Yes.
So
and it can clean, it can change things, it can clean things, heat things.
you instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or small campfire. You instantly clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. You chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. You make a color, a small mark, or a symbol upon an object or a surface for 1 hour, or you create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit in your hand and lasts until the end of your turn. What a dexterous, multi-dexterous spell.
Excuse me,
Great
sir. Pardon
Yes.
me. May I introduce myself? I'm a servant of the party. My name is Henry Squab. I couldn't help it over here. Your longing for shrimp.
Yes.
And I happen to have studied a little magic in my travels. And that bowl of stew there, I'm going to make it taste like exactly like a delicious river prawn soup with the finest shrimp. It's like, sir, would you care to taste your soup, your stew?
I smell shrimp.
Please, enjoy.
And he takes it and he says, whose soup am I eating here?
Good question.
Probably hasn't.
Probably
Yeah,
hasn't. Yes,
hasn't.
hasn't.
Huh. Smells like shrimp. He starts just like guzzling it, and he's like, "Oh, oh, oh!" And the hot juices dribbling down his beard, and he's just guzzling. He's like, "Oh!" And he puts it down, and it's almost empty. Some of the chunks of meat are still at the bottom, but he's just like drunk all the broth. He's like, "Oh no!" And he says, "Oh, I have not tasted shrimp this good. What a servant you are!
He is. He's
Yes.
a porter and a cook.
Ah.
It is my pleasure to be of service to you, sir.
Shrimp, delicious. Thank you. The joy you have brought to my heart during these hard times, this hot, viscous stew of shrimp, has really hit the spot.
Yes. And
Thank
of course, I simply came out to enjoy my bowl of chicken soup, which I'll...
Oh, I actually prefer chicken. If you don't mind, I'll
very
take
good.
that.
Yes,
You
of
can
course,
have.
I-
You can have mine.
Is this salmon roe? And venison?
Ah, yes. Those types of foods are scarce for us commoners. We commoners must.
Well, I've never... yes, and there's something else in there I've never tasted. Some sort of cream that seems delightfully fresh. Not like the foul creams that commoners such as myself are accustomed to eating.
Well, I'm sure it's delicious, but the shrimp I just ate absolutely trumps all of that. So thank you. Thank you all for the joy you have brought to my old heart. And my lame foot.
Yes.
Well, I believe we've caught up enough. Daphne, excellent to see you again.
Yes, wonderful to see you also.
Please know that I am at your service. Of course, I serve the prince. I'm happy to answer any questions you have or advise you in any manner.
Well, good job getting him out of that castle in one piece.
Yes.
Uh,
The prince seems to have matured, kind of grown into his role a bit since we've last seen
Valentis pauses a bit, a perfect poker face, but a few moments of silence, and he says, "Yes, you are correct. The prince is an excellent leader, and I'm glad I was able to smuggle him out of the castle."
A question for you, sir, regarding the guards. The prince said that they turned into monsters, but he merely means spiritually. Physically, they remained humanoid, correct?
I saw one of them eating another one.
But he was still in the shape of a person.
Yes.
You saw one of the guards eating another one of the guards.
Yes.
Did they, as far as you could see, did they seem to have any unusual or magical powers other than the fact that they carried blades?
Their eyes were red. There's something wrong with the guards in that castle, and it was extremely difficult to get out. I'm sure you've been in there several times at this point. You've seen that it's an extremely defensible castle, solid, stolid, keeping things out, keeping things in. If not for my expertise, we may not have been... If not for the prince's expertise, we may not have escaped.
Are you aware of any secret entrances to the castle, by which we may gain ingress?
Well, not really, but didn't you all save the queen from assassins who entered the castle secretly?
Yes. These two did.
We
yes.
did, yes.
And the origin of those assassins? Do you recall who they were? Why they wanted to assassinate the queen?
Was it the children's?
I think they were from the Children's Rebellion.
Hmm. So they might know. They might know of an entry, and who gave the information to the Children's Rebellion? Was it... I don't know. Someone who had some kind of vendetta against the queen?
Yes.
Someone who wanted the queen to... Who gave the information to the Children's
Is
Rebellion?
this one of the other noble houses? Was it?
It was different.
I was not part of
As
this.
Jake, was it the prince?
I think
Or
it was the prince.
Was it Lord Hans?
I don't know that it was Lord Hans. I don't think Lord
Just-
Hans knew about the secrets of the castle.
So
but
I guess it was the
Because
prince.
I think it was the prince because
The
I
prince
don't have
also
my
knew
notes.
about secret passages before.
He knew about secret
because he was
passages.
following his mother.
Yeah.
But I think it was the prince, but I don't think he was
He wasn't
trying
trying
to kill her. They were trying to do
Yeah.
something else. But
Jake,
Yeah.
may I use the restroom?
Yeah. Do you guys want to take a break? What's the time?
It's like 9-ish.
yeah, what is it?
Okay. Yeah. Let's take a short break. So
The
with
converted.
20 minutes remaining in our session. What the fuck was about to happen? You turned into yourself.
I got
Maybe
some
shrimp
some
soup. Yeah,
Wanna go
somebody's
back to
behind
you?
the door. It
something's
has
been on
this
the door
place.
for me.
Yeah, Haslam's got some interesting shit going on. I kind of want to hear that.
Yeah. There's gonna be like a goblin or a bugbear there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the door slams shut behind you, and there's a really, really big dude standing there.
Anybody recognize?
And yeah, you recognize him. You recognize this is Orpheus, who was a big dude that Lahira called into the room earlier. And Orpheus, this really big muscular dude, looks down at you and says, "Hey, I know you're a person."
I'm gonna turn into a person.
So you turn into yourself, and he's like, "Yeah, exactly. Follow me."
I'll follow him.
And he leads you thick-armedly through this brick factory, which doesn't have anybody working in it. It's nighttime, and it's empty. There's bricks and random shit lying around. And he takes you into the back room that you once went into. It was a room with a wooden desk that had another door behind it. And nobody's at the desk. And there's a door behind it. And he goes into the room and knocks thick-handedly on the back door. And the door opens a crack. And you hear, "What is it, Orpheus?" And Orpheus says, "Oh, we got a visitor."
Yeah, so
Yeah, one of the sentinels. And you hear the voice, "Oh, tell him to come in." And Orpheus pushes the door open with his thick, muscular fingers, and he says,
thanks, man.
"All right, see you later."
Alright, have a good one.
And
Good
he
seeing you,
goes-
Elvis.
He goes back to wherever he was patrolling or something,
Cool.
and yeah, you.
Walk in.
You go in there, and it's almost like a terrarium or something in there. It's like if this room were outdoors. There are little benches and chairs that seem to be made out of wood or fungus or grass, and little trees growing inside, and you see a collection of different people that you don't recognize. There's a person playing on a cittern and playing music. There's another person playing a flute, but they're playing it kind of quietly. And some really interesting looking people around here. They kind of look like adventurers themselves. They have various ways of dressing. There's somebody who has like a
a face mask looking thing and like robes, almost like you would wear in a dust storm. There's a person who looks like they skip through the forest playing musical instruments all the time. There's a variety of individuals here. And you recognize Lahira walking out of a back hallway into this room. Apparently someone summoned her, and she sees you, and she's beautiful. She's got this long hair, this half-elf. She's tough and beautiful, and she says, you've returned. Has some.
Yeah, this does not look good for the city. What happened?
Yes, before that, what word from outside the city? We have lost contact with our folks from outside the city. What is happening out there? She sits down on a hillock. I think a spider would sit next to her, tuff it.
I have the ring of those Ekis, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Some people left some things on him. Some people took him.
Yeah, the one from the heart.
The antler ring from him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give it to her and be like,
are you giving us back your ring?
is this Dos Equis?
I'm sorry, Dos Equis.
Was he part of our group?
You mean Deus Equis?
Deus Equis, yeah.
Well, his ring looks a lot like your ring.
Yeah.
So she just says,
And I show her my ring.
oh, whose ring is this?
Deus Equis.
Deus Equis.
Yeah.
Did he leave the heart?
He gave up his life for fighting to preserve peace.
Oh.
And he said he did it for his children and Alma.
Oh. He was a powerful wizard. How did he die?
It was a terrible battle against. Does anyone remember? I don't remember.
Darklings.
Was it Darklings? My notes are terrible.
Yes, you killed him.
Me?
Yeah.
How did I kill him?
Someone
revived him.
I believe you like webbed him up. You did something because the Darklings were in the darkness, so nobody could see. But you turned into a giant spider so that you could see in the darkness.
Oh yeah.
And somehow that led to his death.
That wasn't me.
And then you webbed him up and carried him around.
I revived. I healed him, but then he ended up
terrible.
dying.
He rolled terrible.
Yeah.
We were also I think we were gonna give something to his wife and kid.
Yeah, we kept something else of his too.
Well, they're dead.
And he was
His
also a
wife and kid
member.
are dead.
He
Yeah,
was
he
also
had been
a member
alive
of
forever.
the group
The Mage College.
No, but also of the secret group that was
That's the secret group I'm part of.
He's there.
a
No,
different secret
he's
group.
talking about a different secret group.
It's I have a note.
The
He
Pearl
was-
Trident.
The Pearl Trident,
Oh.
people who are against opening up the, who are at all costs preserving the barrier.
Barrier, yes.
Yeah, the Pearl Trident. But
The
anyways,
radical barrier lovers.
sounds sensible to me. Yeah.
Radical.
Radical
At all costs.
costs.
Radical.
They would not get along with Trunks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anyways.
But what about here?
So she
About-
says, he was a powerful wizard. How did he lose his life?
He was fighting Darklings and things. He heroically saved other members of my party.
Oh my. And she hands off the ring to a young man walking by and says, put this with the others. And she says, it's been very hard for the heart recently.
Seems like it's been hard for a lot of people.
Yes, we've lost contact with our agents outside the city. Before we did, we heard that things are going wrong in other lands as well.
Yeah, we were in Parvus, and the cat people are kind of being also manipulated, easily manipulated it seems, by somebody possibly known as the Grey Mind, we think.
The green mine?
The Grey Mind?
Grey mine.
I don't know. So, we got fucked because we took the Mage College teleportation to get to Parvus, and somehow we lost a month. So somebody was screwing with us, and one of my colleagues mentioned that it sounded like Galatha Kosh was saying they're going to be the Grey Mine's problem now, referring to us. So we think it was the Grey Mine. Kingfisher was working with a dragon that was gray, but he doesn't seem like the Grey Mine because we talked to him. He's actually, we had some drugs, we hung out. He's a really nice guy. Now he's, me and him are friends.
Yes, the bounty of Mother Nature can bring many people together.
I agree. Totally agree. We need more drugs. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, if it grows from the earth and is natural, we should all take and use it.
Agreed. So that's it. I know Lady Killshot has come with an army this direction, which doesn't sound great, possibly.
Ah, Lady Killshaw's army is on the move.
Yeah.
I am embarrassed that we don't know that ourselves.
She's about 3-4 days away.
One thing that we heard was that Berlondine has declared martial law in Bourgogne.
Oh, that doesn't sound great.
No.
Can someone else write this down because my notes are terrible. And my computer died.
And the vote counters in Rocinante have taken a vote amongst themselves for all votes to now be anonymous.
Oh, that sounds a move away from that. Well, yeah, they're doing secrecy to do shenanigans, probably, right?
I wish you know the purpose of our organization. And we feel impotent in the face of all of these troubles. We cannot participate. We cannot bring peace and order to the land. Are you working to right the things that are happening outside?
We try to. It looks pretty fucked up outside. Do you have any idea of what direction we can go to? About the mistress?
The mistress?
Yeah, so there's this archdemon or archdevil, the mistress, that's trying to break down all the barriers of the world to send demons here. But I mean, obviously it's happening already, so doing a pretty good job, I'd say. This Galatha Kosh in this land must be really raising up the ranks of all the stuff. But there's a similar version of Galatha Kosh in each of the different continents, kind of fucking things up. It looks like they're doing real well. They're doing really well. Not so. Yeah. We know that Welvar Mirden also seems a little shady based on trying to break down the barriers. So we were gonna go check out the Mage College, also, because we got fucked over with the teleportation circle. But if there's anything, I mean, we also know that the Temple of Tactilius and Ghoul, they were the ones selling or renting out the beholder type guys to the Queen earlier, and they knew about this and kind of, who knows?
You seem to have more information than we do, but this is extremely helpful. As you know, the heart is characterized by many individual members who pass information to each other, a non-centralized organization. So you're bringing this information to us and allowing us to spread it among the other members of the heart is extremely helpful and useful. In fact, I think, yes. And she gestures to someone standing in the back of the room and says, bring one of the purple rings. And the person sort of disappears in the back.
Asim's gonna get a promotion.
That sounds that sounds cool.
Get another ring that he doesn't show anybody.
And the person comes back with the purple ring, and she kneels before you and proposes.
In fact.
Yeah.
The person comes back with the purple ring, and she casts a spell over it, and then she says, "Do you pledge yourself to the heart as a warden?"
Sure.
She slides it onto your finger, and she says, "You will now be referred to as a warden of the heart instead of a sentinel. You are clearly extremely powerful and valuable to our group. Now, how can we aid you in what you are trying to achieve here?"
Well, if you don't have information about the Mage College, we've been gathering together our forces at the Mussover complex. So right now we have some wizards, we have some soldiers, we have a dragon. You know, if any of you would like to come over there too, so we can, once we figure out where we're going, combine forces to hopefully stop whatever the fuck's causing all of this.
She says, "As warden, I can allow you to command 3 sentinels for a short period of time. We are not a hierarchical organization, so
I get him.
this is a temporary matter for the purpose of the mission of freeing the city. But we will allow that."
No pressure on anybody. It's just whoever wants to go and help, you know.
And
Pretty cool, you might get to ride a dragon.
Yeah, pretty cool, you know, hang out with the dragons, some wizards and some stuff, you know.
Smell of fresh grass anytime.
Yes. Fresh cut grass.
Eat lots of shrimp flavor.
On demand.
so she looks around the room, and she says, and she says to her friend, "Bring out some of the others in the back." And a couple more people come out from the hallway in the corner, and she says, "Listen, everyone. This warden has much more information than any of us have had, and is gathering forces with some of the noble houses, the prince, some of the others, and apparently a dragon. And he needs our help. Who will pledge themselves to this warden temporarily to serve our city and our country and our world?" And the person with the face covering and the sort of burlap dust robes raises their hand, and as you see their skin, you see like almost a bluish blackish skin for the hand, and that person says, "I will." And that person steps forward, and Lahira says, "This is Forged in Fury. He is from the Ozara Expanse. He will serve you for a short period of time." And
Nice to meet you, Forged in Fury. Handsome. Welcome to hanging out.
Forged in Fury. And that person bows their head to you, and she says, "Who else will work with this warden to protect the city?" And the person who looks like they skipped through the forest all day playing musical instruments stepped forward, and she says that her name is Eto, and she is a half wood elf, and she is dressed like just stereotypical Robin Hood, woods bard, leather boots that are turned up at the top, and a little green hat with a feather in it, and a couple musical instruments on her back. Looks like she wants to skip, you know. And she says, "I will pledge myself to protect the city." And she plays a little on the flute.
Awesome. Edo, that's some fun music you got there.
And nobody else raises their hand. And she says, "I would like 3 sentinels to step forward." And there's a knock at the door from outside. And she goes over and looks at it, looks out the door. And there's Orpheus. Big, muscular human, huge, big shoulders, standing out there. And he comes in and he says, I know you might need a different guard while I'm gone, but I can do it. Sorry I couldn't help but listening at the door.
Hey, being a great listener is always a good thing.
And the 3 of them bow their heads to you, and Lahira says,
I awkwardly bow back, not quite understanding.
Lahira says, "These 3 will follow your commands until the city is protected and safe, Warden. And if you are successful, we will discuss further."
I really hope we are successful, seeing that things are not good right now.
And she says, "Thank you for your service to the heart and the people."
I mean, we're heroes,
And
right?
she places her hand on your shoulder, and then she leans in and she kisses you on the cheek.
Ooh.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's 9:45. So we're gonna move to checkouts. Which we'll do over some deep
Your mini
purple.
wants to take the big mini with her.
Yeah. I tell you guys, it's not like that.
But she wants to hang out with him. She wants to hang out with him.
Raise your hand if you have inspiration currently.
I don't know if I do or no. Let's see.
I know Zaft is dying for inspiration. Zaft, roll me a d20.
35 with all my modifiers. Actually, it's a 12.
Okay,
I think that's
you've got
12,
inspiration.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Never
put a little
use
twist
it.
on the checkouts.
Yep.
Something you enjoyed about the session, something you enjoyed that another player did, and your favorite NPC of the day.
I love them all.
And why don't we start with Julie?
All right. Something I liked about the session. I mean, many things. It was a lot of like. It's like, what an interesting position we're in, that it is such a shitstorm, like just that idea of how to prioritize and what to do, because it's so fucking awful everywhere. It's just like, where do we even start, and what's gonna be too overpowered, and it's just a lot of thinking about that, but it's a really cool pickle to be in. And I mean, many things I like about the session is what other players did. Like I love all the jokes about Hans having to be a servant and porter, and Jasper just delighting in it as well. And being
Jasper's like
let's
fucking
do
reveling
this.
in it.
And I loved but that even in disguise, yes, that Hans is true to form and can't stop pushing his luck about all the shit that he's tipping people off into being like, this guy's weird. So and you're
really asking for paper a lot.
Yeah, he's
He's
really
obsessed
like
with prestidigitation, just like Lord Hans.
Yeah, and then just both the two amazing rolls of nat 20s from both the friends and Daniel being like, something's off about this one.
Yes, they both know that he's someone in disguise at this point.
Yeah, and it was just.
But at the same time, nobody notices that Lord Hans.
Yes, Hans
Somebody did notice.
Somebody did finally, but
Yeah.
not
But
until
at first
after
it-
Hans was like,
the-
nobody
No,
notices me.
the complete group of heroes, but a porter also.
And it was really funny too, just as I'm so used to Hassan being so, nimble and stealthy and all that stuff, and him just as the clumsiest rat in town was so treacherous to be like,
this is how he dies.
this is it, that's the
Yeah,
moment.
you got swept out to the ocean.
I mean,
Like, nobody
yeah.
would know.
Well, it's just those lucky bad rolls of like, if he had got blasted by a fucking beholder monster on the street alone, like, I was
He
like,
would have turned into himself.
exactly, and then
at the
all
battle.
hell would have broken
Yeah.
loose, and how the cat's
it was-
about to bite
Yeah,
a
your
mini-
cat's
Is that
biting you.
Hassan, or-
No, that's biting you.
That's
The other cat.
This is why they were. This
Of
is
course
why they
he's
were stuck
attracted
in
to
the
Jasper.
Yeah.
in the bathroom for a while.
They just like to
Better.
chew on it, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's how they investigate things.
And I love the awkwardness of Daphne trying to give Una
Yeah, the talk.
That was awesome.
so amazing.
With diagrams.
Yeah.
Which I'm really curious to see.
Do you know what the diagrams were?
Yeah. And how much Daphne knows about dragon anatomy
Well, and then,
and reproductive.
and the thing that's funny to me as player is that Daphne's thinking about it on a level that Una is not even conceptualizing
Right,
at this point. Like, and that's part of why the advice is falling on it's like, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. And she's not even thinking about it like that yet. I'm not there. So yeah, that was all really delightful. And the NPCs, I mean, it's gotta go to, I'm forgetting his name because I'm having no brains right now. Snorky McFadden.
Yeah. Snorky.
Snorky McFadden.
Snorky.
And Lemongrass's complete inability to do any other accent than his accent. It's great. Lemongrass and
Speaking in broken Spanish.
and especially the detail that Lemongrass was trying to point out is that we made him shave his beard and then left him outside where nobody saw him anyway. He's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like how he said that in Spanish, and we're like, okay, cool, man, whatever you're saying.
Awesome. Yeah, you agree? Oh, wonderful. So good. Yeah. So
That was pretty funny.
I could go on and on.
All right,
There's
Zaf.
other people.
I'll try not to repeat everything. So I'll just highlight on the talk, which I thought was like, there's a lot of great stuff, but that was like the high point, and kudos for Jake for saying, you know what, I want you to roleplay that. And that was a lot of fun. And I love that it was capped off with Lord Hans opening the door and seeing a diagram and being like, oh shit. I can't unsee that.
Yeah, I can never unsee it.
Yeah. That was great. Great role playing on your part too. All the fun jibes, Jess taking at your expense. I'll go with. I mean, there's so many great characters. I love Alario. I feel a special connection to him, and I love that he is just like, let us go. I will train the dragon. Let us go and fight and kill. God.
Yeah, but
So
that's what he
great.
wants. He loves a good kill.
Yeah. Ooh, he's triggering their microphone wire.
Hey,
Yeah.
bro.
That's a little.
Yeah, that might not be good for it.
The recording
Yeah.
might end our recording early.
Now he's going for
It's like, what's that?
true everything.
Yeah, dang,
Yeah.
I just want to bite on everything now. Getting it.
No, recording's still good.
And I just love Daphne and your Laura and your commitment to that whole process. the fun you guys are having.
Yeah. Me too. I put my chair away. It sucks. Now I get no place to sit.
Yeah, why did you do that?
I don't know.
You're just that tired, man.
All right. Did you do all three?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved the whole. I loved all the different episodes, and the whole journey of the rat was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that rat was in trouble.
Yeah.
It was like a Pixar movie,
Yeah, seriously.
like Wall-E.
Very
or
dark
something.
one.
Yeah.
A short film of struggle.
Yeah, Ratatouille.
All right. Have some.
So yeah, shit, they all just like vanish from head. Oh, I do really love that lemongrass, like, was like, but I shaved, what? but like, as you say it in Spanish, and like my character's like, no idea what you're saying, bro, that's great. I thought that was hilarious. So I really love that exchange. I do find it interesting that we are now like building an army of people with all different types of powers. We're doing like Fire Emblem style of like getting a group together, with no real direction of what we're gonna do with them at this point.
Yeah, I love how everybody's looking at us, and it's just
we just showed up.
Yeah, we just showed up. What have you been doing for a week?
Yeah, we've been gone for like a month.
Jake, I forget what character it was that was saying it, but it's like, what we need is a strategist. And we're all like,
Yeah. Who's that? Who's that guy?
Who is that?
Who's that guy?
Valentis said it.
Yeah,
Valentis for like,
Yeah.
Who had the one? He had the only helpful thing about cutting the snake's head off. The only.
Well, yeah.
Well, we knew
I mean,
that. That's
we
what
knew
he's been
that.
saying the whole
Yeah.
time. He's like, we
No,
gotta
I
find out what's
No,
coming.
nobody else was
He
even
did
saying
give
anything.
information about they didn't turn into actual beasts.
Yes,
but their
and that their eyes are red, they're eating
eyes
each
were
other.
red and they're eating each
Yeah.
other. Yeah. So that was
That
helpful
was good.
information. Other helpful information is we saw that there's 3 different types of these fucking things.
At least, right?
Yeah, at least 3 different types.
Yeah.
And
Chick said
they
one
all
had like one with their mouths turned inside out. or
yeah.
something.
They all shoot laser beams from their eyes because there was 2 different ones that shot at me with laser beams from their eyes. So sounds like it. So yeah, so we learned that information. And then there was something else that I thought was fun. I can't remember now. I do think it's cool that Hasam's getting a posse of people that he's not going to be able to lead or know what to do with.
That's
Yeah,
really awesome.
no.
It's like you're the leader now. They're gonna be like,
yeah.
Say whatever you want.
This is
Actually, I
gonna,
don't
this
think
is
they
gonna go terribly for them, but you know, play test. Anyways, yeah, is that everything?
He's a warden, a secret warden.
I also like the
Your
exchange
favorite
where you
NPC?
were like to Daniel, you were like, "What the fuck's happening?" And you're like, "You're great."
Favorite PC dude was Snorky
Snorky.
McFadden.
Lord
Yeah.
Sparky.
I just like what it revealed about Entrance that's his commitment to character.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then-
and we're all like, "This guy's actually pretty cool. You're right."
And then he called himself a lord so he wouldn't end up like
in the porter's quarters.
That's hilarious.
All right, Timothy.
Yeah, so something that another player did, I love the Daphne Una conversation. Loved it. Jasper was excellent with the roleplay of abusing Hans. Hassan was excellent with the rat roleplay. And I like that we're putting this huge, crazy team together that we're probably going to end up sending to their death. But it'll be cool to have like a bunch of people with cool powers to walk in front of us and get killed instead of us. And my favorite NPC is Volantis for his love of shrimp.
It's a coconut, the coconut cove.
I've never seen him passionate before, and it was good to see him passionate about something. I also loved his war story, actually.
Yeah.
With
And I felt the
how
same thing.
he lost his foot.
Una felt, which was like, he was kind of like our guide through the last adventure, like the one person we could turn to for like advice and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was great to see him.
Well, the decisions that you guys make affect, or the canon that you guys shape affects the world for all sorts of other people who play this game, like the students during the week who hang out with Lord Hans and Una, or who whatever, like you create this world, but what's really interesting for me is that some of the other games I run are creating things that bleed into this world. So the Squab stand is from DMing online for adults. Like the Squab stand came out of that, and
That's funny.
has happened over and over again there. But you guys never heard about it, but it started coming up. And when I was DMing on Friday night, one of the players was trying to find Valentis coming out of the catacombs, and he used the sense of smell. Right? And I said, like, you smell Valentis? And he was like, yeah, I smell shrimp. And so I decided that Valentis loves shrimp. And so from there forward on that Friday game, like Valentis had like a little burlap sack of shrimp that he was snacking on while he was helping them. And so the shrimp came into this game. So I really like how you all's decisions affects other people that you'll never meet, and vice versa. Another epic session. There's so many NPCs and so many side quests and so many
And half of them
factions
have code names.
and groups and then of course you had to recruit 3 people from, like, I have to give you some people from there. But like it's so much to remember and juggle. And what are their voices? What were their voices again? And what species was this person? And so you've got 10 wizards, a ranger, a fighter, a bard. You've got all the guards from all that. You've got there's a ton of people.
Tracker.
I love the moment too where you had Paul say to Una, "Wait, do you have a secret name?"
Yeah. That was
So
pretty
classic.
hilarious. Oh yeah, that was great. That was great.
He's not good at subterfuge. But I'm having a blast. This game is very fun, and I look forward to what you're going to do with your army. And good game, and I'll see you in more than 30 days.
Oh my.
Happy holidays. Yeah. Great
Happy
job.
holidays,
Holidays, everybody.
Yeah, man.
Fucking